Lightning cracks, moves at max. It's movie night. The gang's all here, grip with fear. More horror films, alright. From bad to worse and worse to shit, you'll beg to fucking quit. Malevolent Movies has arrived in stereo now, nowhere to hide.
All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Malevolent Movies, the podcast, episode number 4. Yeah, baby. As always, I'm your host, Ryan Matthew Ziegler, and I am joined by Tyler Am. How you doing, Tyler?
That's all I got.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I apologize. Can we do that again, Ryan? And then everybody, after I say hello, can I get a very light applause?
Okay.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
We got Tyler here. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing great, Ryan.
Hold on.
Thank you. Because when you enter a chat room in 2008, everybody clapped.
Yeah, they love to.
They have a sound effect ready to go. I wish you would have had.
Don't
right
show
there.
it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm led to believe that they were actually clapping. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Joe.
Just jumping into it.
Joe is here. How you slithering, Joe?
Well, let me tell you, after this film, I wanted to iMurder myself, but I resisted. I'm here.
Do it.
Jump off a bridge.
Just do it.
Trevor's here. How you doing, Trevor?
Oh, I'm fine. How you doing, folks?
Cut. I'm clapping with one hand.
That's fine. That's
I'm
fine.
holding my phone in one.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm eager to get this one in the can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go for a new record. Shortest episode.
Fuck yeah.
And Nick is here as well. What's happening, Nick?
Yes, thank you. I was doing a lot better until I watched iMurders.
Yep.
Yeah, iMurders. iMurders from 2008 is the movie that we watched for this week, the movie we are going to be covering. And it was something else, man. It was not what I expected. Looking at the poster.
I don't know if this is the same elephant in everybody's room, but this isn't a horror film.
Right.
Like
That's kind of what I wanted to
It's like
bring
a
to the
really
table
bad
today.
episode of
A thriller-
NCSI.
A thriller melodrama.
Yeah, with some eroticism in there.
Hell
Which
yeah.
was very strange. That was something I did not expect.
But like everywhere it was advertised as horror, iMurders, blood on the mouse. Like I get it. It's like, all right, the advertising isn't lying because that shit's all in there. But
Sure.
it's just like everything is labeled on horror. Like I started looking it up on a bunch of streaming services. They all say horror first and foremost.
I was
Yeah.
looking.
Well, I
I
mean,
was
it's-
expecting something like Unfriended.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a really bland slasher that they would have made in like the 90s for TV.
There's something that occurred to me as I was watching iMurders. It's a movie that could be easily edited down to a very friendly TV version.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The moments of violence, the moments of sex, could easily be cut down, and there's not that much profanity in the movie. So it felt like these guys were straddling this line where we're making this R-rated movie, but these other scenes could be easily taken out and nothing will be lost. And this could be something we throw on Lifetime or on
Clean
USA
flicks
Network
or something like that.
It had that weird made-for-TV vibe, but then it had these moments of real quick bloody violence and, eroticism and sex, a couple of sex scenes. But
Yeah, all the R-rated,
most of the time, that was pretty toothless.
all the R-rated stuff, it didn't add anything to it. If you took it away,
No.
it really would not make a difference in this film.
Well, I mean, I was going to bring that up right away. I mean, it really does look like a made-for-TV film because it's just all washed out and shitty looking. Like, I don't know how you can get Tony Todd and not be able to afford lighting for your film.
I mean, I'm sure he's done a lot of movies like this.
You think that Tony Todd was the biggest
that
name in
means
this movie?
They spent like
Despite
$10,000 on him.
two-time Oscar-nominated Charles Durning, worked with everyone from Al Pacino to the Coen brothers, but Tony Todd in the movie.
Well, Joe
Joe
has never claimed to be good with faces or actors.
No,
That's true.
no.
So Tony Todd is Joe's big get.
Yeah, I know him from
That tells
Candyman.
you something.
But there's an actor for everybody in this film.
Oh, there's an actor for your grandmother.
It is true. This movie is jam-packed with character actors and movie stars.
Well, speaking of movie stars, tiny little tidbit of information. There is a short behind the scenes, or really it's just like a series of interviews about the film with most of the people involved. And the two writers met on the set of Life with Mikey, where the writer-director, can't remember his dang name, it's not like it's important. Although he does have a small cameo
His name is
in
Timmy
the film.
Tom.
Oh, shit.
Robbie Bryan, the director of this movie?
Yes.
Robbie Bryan.
Ken Del Vecchio, who looks like he owns a series of restaurants in the behind-the-scenes interviews, met Robbie Bryan on the set of Life with Mikey, where the writer-director Robbie Bryan was a stand-in for Michael J. Fox. So we've got actor stand-ins.
Yeah.
writing.
We got stand-ins. We got Tony Todd. We got Charles Durning. We got Lando Calrissian
we
in the
got
movie.
Charles Durning's front butt.
If he was a stand-in, if he was
We
a
got that
stand-in,
poor lady's asshole.
yeah.
We got people from Porky's in this movie. We've got people from various soap operas in this movie.
We got not
married couples in this
We
movie.
got Kmart
It's got a
Felicity
great
Husband in
cast.
this movie.
No, I was going to say, though, if he's a stand-in, it explains why everybody was so wooden in the film.
Because he was asking for stand-in performances.
Yeah.
That's decent. That's decent.
That's a good one.
Oh, damn you, Joe. All right, let me read the back of the DVD. HorrorSociety.com claims that this is a must-own film.
Wrong.
Now, the back of the DVD also has several pieces of wheat showing that it did well at various film festivals. Got a lot of wheat.
That it's full of grains and nutrients.
Yeah,
That's
just
good
full of
for you.
chaff.
The Big Apple
But
Film
I
Festival.
wish it was actual like farm bureaus that were giving us film
Florida
credit.
Farm Bureau gives this.
Yeah, like the
That's how
Department
they
of
raised their
Seeds.
money. They went out to all these farmers and said, "We know you got tons of disposable income from Del Monte. How about you throw a couple of bones toward our indie film?"
Well, they get that farm
Charles
credit
Durnings's
place
in it.
on here
I
that's
love
right
him in
there.
Jade.
Well, old Henry hates Hollywood. Those crooks and bastards. Yeah, let's stick it to him with iMurders.
Yeah, we're going independent.
This is the first movie put out by Farmer John's bathroom reader, the almanac thing, or whatever it's called.
Ooh, this would have been a good cross promotion with Farmers Only.
Oh,
Well, that explains why right in the middle they just tell you what the winner's going to be like. That's if you haven't read the almanac anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let me read the back of this DVD. From the producers of the cult hit Jerome Bixby's The Man from Earth,
Never heard of it.
comes a horror thriller that will have you on the edge of your seat until the very end. When the members of an online social networking website are brutally murdered in succession, one person's past holds the key to the gruesome mystery. As the numbers of survivors decreases, they begin to believe that the killer might be one of the group. iMurders features an all-star cast including Tony Todd, Terry Colombino, two-time Academy Award nominee Charles Durning, William Forsythe, Gabriel Anwar, Frank Grillo, Wilson Germain Heredia, Billy D. Williams, Margaret Colin, and Joanne Barron in this suspenseful award-winning thriller where everyone is a suspect until they get murdered.
Is that
No
Colin
one
or
is
Colin?
He just got a big
I
colon.
like to say it's Colin. It could be Colin.
Okay.
She's been in a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, her husband it plays the dean in this movie.
Ah.
But
Crusty old Dean.
Yeah, he keeps stopping our mischief.
sick of your stuffed shirt.
Well,
Dean.
no one is safe in cyberspace.
That's right.
nobody.
That's what I always say that, guys. I always say
It's
that.
true. He does.
Yeah. Whenever I'm chatting on Neopets, I never feel safe. That's why my parents look over my shoulder to make sure I'm not getting into mischief on Neopets.
Yeah, make sure
Yeah.
you're not watching Bartman YouTube videos.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Tyler tells us that before we leave everything.
I saw The Simpsons.
Stop doing that, Bartman.
Yep, and then I just watch men fuck.
Leave the boy alone. He just wants to dance, Geraldine.
It's the only way I know how.
Sorry.
So I'm assuming that in the Joe Buckley biopic, Charles Durning's corpse will play all of Joe's family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He'll play. Yeah, sure.
God, that was sad, man. Watching, I know he died in 2012. This movie was made in 2007, came out in 2008. But Charles Durning, I don't know if he was trying to pay for his grandkids' extra college or at that health and that age, why he agreed to do this movie. He just looks so miserable.
Well, he acted up until he died, didn't he?
Yeah, and smaller projects like this.
Apparently, he was Santa Claus in a 2015 film 3 years after
Jesus.
death. Oh boy!
This movie didn't do him any favors.
What's the last big thing he's in?
Gosh, I'm trying to figure it out because there's 3 things that came out after he died: Bleeding Hearts, where he played Santa Claus; Scavenger Killers.
He's in No Country or
And
No
Rogue
Oh
Assassin.
Brother, Where Art Thou? I can't see.
Yeah.
I knew the shape and
And
the color.
Oh no, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in rough shape when he made this movie.
Yeah.
He not
That's
only
for
does he
damn
look
sure.
uncomfortable, he looks as bored as I was watching.
Hey, but just think, at least he got some good craft services, I bet. And that's
don't
all
know
you
if
can
he
ask
did.
for.
I doubt that.
You think he gives a shit at 85 about the craft service?
He's had every
he was
kind of
probably
craft
drinking
service
inshore.
you
He
can
probably
have.
brought his own lunch.
Yeah.
Now, did we get a budget on this?
IMDb normally has it.
I didn't find anything on Wikipedia.
I thought I
didn't,
had seen that this was made for like a couple million. This is
I
one of
believe
those
it.
you keep adding names on, you solicit for more funds type of deal.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember. Anyways,
1.005 million according to
okay. Geez, 1 million.
you can
Yeah.
take that.
I've also
I mean,
seen
like,
on
we
Take
were
that
able
as
to
you
do
will.
better lighting for what, like 20 grand?
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, I think that all the
1,000%.
budget was for the actors. They wanted to be there no more than 2 hours. They wanted to show up, do their lines, and then literally leave. And I think they accomplished that. So I think everybody had a good
Yeah,
time.
none of the big. I mean, really, no one crosses paths with anyone else. So everything
Yes.
could have been shot in within
Individual
half
segments.
a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony Todd just demanded to like shoot his scenes sitting for half of them.
Well, that's the way it felt.
I mean, we did get
Well,
Billy
he doesn't
Williams
come
in
in
3
until the
locations.
movie's way past
least,
the half mark.
Well, speaking
Is
of
when,
chunking up the
shows
film, so in editing Marty Jenkins and the Vampire Bitches, I noticed how low energy we all were after watching that film.
No.
It was like a vampire had drained our energy from our souls, and trying to get through that synopsis as a group almost killed us all. So I thought, you know what? Let's try something different. I'll watch the film and then divide it up into 5 equal parts, and I think I accidentally gave myself 4 extra minutes. That's a shame. And so we're going to each take turns covering the film. Hopefully we will feel 4/5 better after this episode.
Fuck you for giving us homework.
Yeah. You're not my
I
teacher.
tell you, I do
Look at this.
feel
I
better
took
about
notes
this.
like I was in fucking school.
Yeah, I did too.
I doodled a stick man with a penis on my notes.
So far, anyway, I like this new format because, except for my 17-minute and 43-second chunk that I really had to pay attention to, where I wrote everything down that happened, I could just enjoy the film, look for little weird nuances, and instead of like staring at it and being like, okay, I got to remember this happens and then this leads to this and this leads to this. So for me, watching it, it did feel a little.
From my understanding, you're going to learn the stunning conclusion of this film during the podcast.
Oh, I ended up watching it anyway.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I shut it off, and then there was while we were bitching at Joe, I pushed play and watched the last 5 minutes.
Well, who's up first?
That's me.
Oh.
I was given the first 19 minutes.
Dude, I think you've got the easiest 19 minutes.
I think I do. Thanks. Thanks, Tyler. So I was chosen first, purely at random. And as soon as the movie starts, we get music that is legally not the John Carpenter Halloween music, but barely. And that plays for about 5 minutes, it feels like. And then all of a sudden, it fades, and we see a house.
Oh, don't forget about the wires, because those wires are going to come back in a big way.
There's some wires that are very CG, very dark. Kind of looked like it reminded me of the Fast and the Furious, the earlier ones where you
Yes.
see inside the car. You see the nods.
Or the Spider-Man,
yes.
the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, or the X-Men, where they're flying through nerve endings and
right,
all
the
this
beginning
shit.
of X-Men where
not
you see
as,
that.
Not as
or,
exciting.
Oh, beginning
No.
of Fight Club.
Or you see Peter is bitten by the spider, and it goes through, and his DNA is changing into red and blue. It's like Spider-Man. That's great. We're all having a good time.
It is notable that the man who created the score is Harry Manfredini, who is most famous, of course, for the Friday the 13th franchise and creating the famous music from that. A lot of his scores, other than iMurders, always sound like Friday the 13th scores.
Well, he's
So when
only
I
got
saw his
one.
name at the beginning and heard that he was kind of ripping off John Carpenter instead of ripping off his normal
Yeah.
Friday the 13th score, I was like, all right.
He just got 2
All right,
modes.
Harry, he's shooting for the moon on this one.
This movie would have been so much better if they just looped the Friday the 13th Part 3 theme underneath the whole film.
Really?
Just through the whole thing.
Just imagine if this film
But
was in
yeah,
3D. That would have been exciting.
I don't think it would have, Joe.
Yeah, what
You
would have
can't see
happened?
3D anyway, Joe.
My eyes aren't that bad. I
You
can
got
see
that, you got that
3D.
lazy eye thing. You told me that.
I know I can see 3D fine. I just think it's boring.
No, when Joe puts 3D glasses on, he sees in 5D. He's getting the stinks.
No.
He's feeling it all up and down his body.
He can
My
feel the
life-
film grain.
Charles Durning's front butt's just rubbing up on him.
My life is not the Rugrats and Parrot Smell-O-Vision card.
What?
It
That was
checks
a
They
out.
did
thing.
Smell-O-Vision for
That was-
Rugrats
yeah, that was a thing
parents?
for half a decade.
Oh boy, I didn't realize they did it for that.
Maybe
Listen,
for Rugrats.
So we've gotten to the first half of the credits so far. So things pan. We see. Oh Christ, my brain is just melted. We see a house. We see a home.
No,
And
before
we
that,
see. Oh God, what? What else happened?
we see someone running a stop sign.
Oh yeah.
Just right through it. First shot of the film.
Yep.
Just
Fuck this.
committing a traffic violation.
Because they saw people without a permit and a camera posted up, and they were like, "I'm not going to be in fucking iMurders."
Yeah.
Well, I can do whatever they want. They can.
So Joe runs this stop sign,
No.
and then we see someone get out of the car. We don't see who it is. We see it's a woman. She enters the home.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I
Oh.
can hear that.
Okay, we're picking up a transmission.
I don't know.
A pirate signal.
Oh, this.
Oh no! When it cut out, I maybe you could still hear me. I had a phone call,
Oh,
that could be it.
but I couldn't hear you guys, so I was like, "Well, I'll
Do
just
you
take it
answer
then."
a phone call on every episode?
It depends.
Yeah,
it
cut out.
depends.
It depends on the
It
movie.
depends who's calling. It depends who's calling.
That's
Some
fair.
phone calls I have to take.
Sure.
You can't finish iMurders. You can't finish this podcast.
Oh my gosh.
iMurders, iMurders is
It's a
God,
slog.
it was the worst one.
Look how long it's taken us to get this far. So the lady goes into the house. Yes. But the camera does not. The camera rises, if I remember correctly.
Yep,
and
yep.
we see through the window, like we're Joe Buckley clambering up a tree
Yeah.
to catch a sneak peek into somebody's window, like a
Like
creep.
John Lovett at the beginning of
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky.
Come
John
Come on
Lovett.
now, little boy. We then see two consenting adults having a very PG affair
Little
in
bit
the
of
room.
thrusting.
I'd say PG-13. She got her top off, I believe.
Oh, well, that's R right
you
there.
See, shut up.
You see a
Joe.
nipple?
But then we assume that the lady who entered in was his wife. We don't see. Very important to note, we don't see any faces.
Yeah, lots of back shots.
They have a whole.
We see that the woman is blonde. That's
Yes.
having the sex.
Yes,
And we see that the woman who breaks into, or not breaks in, but comes into the home, she's brunette.
right.
But we don't see any faces.
No, and then there's an argument. Oh, you threw away 19 years for this, yada yada, asshole. It's so on and so
He
forth.
tries to talk his way out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know
As
why I
you
keep
should.
doing
What
this. I'm sorry, I just keep doing this. I just keep fucking other people.
She says something about like, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
This is the last time, I think.
I think
Oh,
this was
yes.
the 8th time.
No, honey, listen, I accidentally tripped and fell into her.
Again and again and
Well,
again.
Joe's been watching The Last Boy Scout, but
That's right.
Also, he tries to say, "Well, I don't know why this keeps." He does say, "I don't know why this
Yeah.
keeps happening. I don't know why I keep doing this."
Well, it's 'cause you
like
keep-
it's an accident.
Yeah. It's not an accident. You don't accidentally take somebody home. Fuck them.
Like he keeps forgetting to shut off the TV at night. It's not some small.
He
thing
poops
that
in the
anybody
morning
can
and
relate-
forgets to flush.
Well, he leaves the window open, and
Yeah,
very
people sneak
sexy
in.
women just get in.
Yeah, I don't know. They just keep coming back. I think this is the first time where we see iMurders' move, edit-wise, where they just do the crazy flashing of like multiple images, and then a bang, and someone has been shot,
Yeah, so like,
and we see a splat of blood. Like,
well, if I
on the
remember,
wall.
when they're arguing and he's trying to justify, he follows her downstairs, but the camera does it pull back outside the house, and it starts
Yes.
like just like floating away ambiguously.
it's something like that because we see. I want to say we see somebody like run down the stairs, but we don't see their face. Like they're obscured either because of the angle or the shadows or something. But anyway, we're out of the house. We don't know who all is there. We know it's 3 people. We don't know their faces. And then we hear bang. There's been a gunshot. We see blood.
Well, you get like a super hard cut imposed upon the exterior shot or
Oh,
something.
yes.
It's like
Yeah. Trying to get down the rating, I assume.
Yeah.
It's like in Raiders when the guy's head
Well, they
blows
do
up
that
and they
the
like
whole movie.
they like put the fire on
Oh, yeah,
it to
yeah,
make it
flames.
less grotesque.
Yeah.
So they can get a PG rating. The title music starts back up again, and we're back in
we
the
get more
credits.
credits.
Liars!
And I honest to God, I could not believe that it was happening again.
Because this is like
I
four,
felt like
four
I
to 5 minutes in is when we get back into the credits.
Right, this is like 4 or 5 minutes and a reasonably lengthy scene. I would believe that would be the start of the movie.
2 minutes and 15 seconds ish.
And Billy D.
The first
Williams.
credits are done.
Yeah.
Then we get basically
iMurders.
2.5 minutes of a scene, and then we get more credits for Jesus Christ, almost 2 minutes.
I was making a joke to myself when the first credits went on for like 6 minutes. Like, I hope it would be funny if this just went on and on and on. And this was an hour and a half, and then that kind of happened like 4 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I restarted the movie. I thought I hit my remote.
Well, I'm guessing Robbie Bryan paid for some sweet ass digital wires that are going to pan and scan with the credits, and he's like, "Well, shit, these shots are really slow. Well, I better just take my time with it then." Give him 5 minutes worth of credits.
Well, because every actor that's named gets their own card.
Oh yeah,
it's not like where they name the first 5 or 6 actors get their name by itself on screen, and then the smaller people have 3 names, 2 names. No, it's like boom, boom, boom. There's like 13 single names for that opening credits. I was like, my God, they're really trying to get a lot of traction out of this credit sequence.
Why not put that? Why not start the movie with the scene at the house? And just have that play out. Don't even change it. I mean, I would, but even so.
I mean, probably because of the credits were so long. And then we just got to break this up.
And I can't believe that's so. Just do it like the fucking Wizard of Oz. Then, just here we go. We're gonna watch the credits to iMurders, and they go through it. There's an overture. It's
an
great.
event.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, I know people would leave and demand their money back.
I want the iMurders overture for 3 minutes before anything starts. As we walk in.
Yeah, perfect.
The entrance music.
Yeah, you get your nice little program.
Making a real road show.
Big glossy photos of Charles and Billy D. Williams. Listen, it's great.
Yeah. You get like a Tony Todd big 7-gulp cup that you can drink out of.
I'm going to do a prediction right now. The only actor name that will come out of Joe's mouth this entire podcast, no matter how many times
100%.
we name other actors, will be Tony Todd.
Even though he doesn't show up until like 2/3 of the way into the movie, Joe's bringing him up now.
Yeah.
As far as Joe is concerned, Tony Todd is the only thing in this movie.
Joe, who's another famous actor in this movie?
Billy Dean Williams.
Billy
Dean.
Billy Dean Williams.
Paula Dean Williams.
Paula Dean Williams.
Oh, God.
So anyway, eventually, even though it may not feel like it, the credits do end.
Yes. Technically.
And
did you mention?
Oh no!
During the love scene, we get a few clues to the movie. I mean, we see that calendar.
We see the calendar. It says
chat night.
Chat night. Every Thursday is chat night. Don't forget it.
I love chat night.
Which is this?
Space.
Oh, I don't put this down.
Is
I
this
keep
our
it
chat night? Because I hate it.
Yep.
I mean, this is the equivalent. I think we are chatting.
Yeah.
And we are here every Monday.
Well, that means at least someone will kill Joe.
So,
Maybe someday.
Hey, it's one more. It's just one less
Unless you're
night
the killer,
of Joe
Joe.
being out on the street.
Yeah. I'm not the killer. I am not the killer. I give kisses. I'm the kisser.
Oh, don't kiss us either. Then you'll get killed.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
am all
understand.
full up of kisses. Thank you.
Yeah.
I got my good supplier there.
So what happens after these credits?
So we get a chyron that says 10 months later in New Jersey. And Sandra, who is, I guess, our lead, closest thing we have to a lead at least,
Yes.
pulls up in a car that sounds like it's going to break down, in my opinion. It sounded very, clunky. And she she pulls up in front of an apartment building in Jersey, and a totally real cop comes out of the apartment building at the same time. Definitely not just some schmo in a cop uniform.
Somebody's son, one of the producer's son.
Oh,
or
somebody's
something.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. A huge PA.
No, I just have
Energy.
a friend that lives here.
Well, this begins like the series of nonsense side conversations. It didn't need to happen. So
There
the
are
cops,
so many things in this movie.
the cop's leaving, and she's like, "Oh, is there a problem in there, sir?"
No,
Oh,
I know someone who lives here.
yeah, and it's like,
okay.
we didn't need any of that information.
Yeah.
I think that they're setting up
no.
that Joe's a cop, but
Right.
I fucking who cares?
Yeah, big fucking deal. We don't need that.
Oh, that just now dawned on me. Well, that makes
Because you
now
forget,
that you said that, that's
forget
why
it
that
happens
cop came
2 minutes
down there.
after.
Well,
so.
it's like when after Joe has many conversations about the many cops in his life, it's like,
Also, that cop never comes back.
no, they don't. So it's like, hey,
why isn't that Tony Todd? Well, Tony Todd's FBI.
Yeah.
But still,
why couldn't that have been his sister?
Exactly.
He was
Man?
working with the FBI. It should have been the FBI leaving his house.
that's true.
He's in the police D&D
Why
group.
could have been Charles Durning?
Those are both very funny. Boys have to. Those both got me simultaneously. Then she calls on the little speaker box thing. Says, "I'm looking for. Is it Mrs. Jensen? Is the lady's name?
yes,
I'm looking for Mrs.
Jensen.
Jensen. Christine Jensen. That's right." And she says, "Oh yeah, come on up. They got a whatever. I don't know." She's looking for the landlord, Mrs. Jensen. A lady who we believe is Mrs. Jensen says, "Come on up." So she comes up to the 5th floor. And she meets some lady who what is the actress's name?
Joanne Barron.
Joanne Barron. She looks like someone else. She looks
Does
like
she
a
look
more
like the
famous.
skeptical scientist
really
in Spider-Man 2?
I mean, sure. I'll have to go put in Spider-Man 2 when I get home, I guess.
So she's calling on the box to talk to the landlord to get into the building, presumably because this is her first time coming to the apartment. And then she gets into her apartment, and it's filled with all of her stuff.
Yeah, when did she move?
Which I thought was weird.
Now, the handyman is on vacation, we hear several times.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of hoping we were going to find a corpse later in the movie, but that never happened.
He's just got garden shears in his eyeballs or something.
Literally anything would have been fine.
Yeah, I can't answer your question.
Yeah, I don't know. Just one of...
I don't even remember it.
Which is this kind of ties into a theme of throughout the movie of people not locking their doors, but this time they do, which because the plot needs it. But
Well, of course.
the doorknobs do exactly what the plot needs them to do. People are just Kramering their way into rooms all the time.
So they start chit-chatting. No, how'd you find out the place and all that? And then we start hearing some real serious tech talk. Some real cyber
what does she say about the monitor?
Top of
This
the
is
line.
a beautiful machine.
Beautiful machine, yeah.
You into
It's a
computers?
fucking monitor.
Well, she doesn't know what the machine is.
I know.
That thing could print
It was
money.
2007.
Hey, fellas, she's a real pen and paper kind of gal. Space? What is that? We've got a
she's
lot of
not
work to
even
do.
that old.
Wait, you got a mouse in your room? You can't be bringing no mice into my apartment.
Yeah, no pets. So she acts like a caveman would act when shown. Like she
Yes,
doesn't
my
know.
rotten fire.
Like she's looking at a monitor, which also looks just like a television, and she's looking at it like it's from the year 3000.
Yeah.
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 Well, hold on a
I'm
second.
surprised she
TVs
starts
back
smacking
then,
it.
It's the monolith.
TVs were really deep. That was not as deep. That was only about 3 inches deep.
I mean, sure, there were still flat screens. They weren't as flat as they are today. It made me think that maybe this script was even older.
Joanne, or what was her, Christine, the character, should have been probably about 10 to 20 years older
Right.
than the woman that we
Yeah,
have.
she's not.
Yeah, she just comes
that
across
old.
as an
Yeah.
idiot.
All of her lines speak as if she's like 80, but she looks like she's in her early 50s.
Well, I realized one of the reasons it's really bad is Christine, the landlord, ends up becoming what's her name from Inception?
Ellen Page?
Yes.
Ellen Page.
Ariadne.
And she's the Ellen Page of iMurders, where she needs to be told everything. Therefore, that's how we get all our exposition.
She's the audience.
So the
stand-in.
movie isn't telling us, it's telling this character, but in this sense, it's telling us. Same thing Ellen Page's whole thing and her whole reason for being in Inception was.
Yeah.
It's just a device for somebody in the
literal
movie
device.
to tell us
Yeah.
everything. Well, this is a chat room and these are my friends and this is what we do every Tuesday night. And this guy gives us props.
Oh
and
my
et cetera, et
gosh.
cetera.
I so wish that iMurders was a cross-promotional experience, that you get the iMurders movie, but you also get, set in that universe, tutorials for how to operate a computer at home. So you get it's a 2-disc set where one disc is a movie about computer murdering and the other one is just all these tutorials on how to like plug your monitor in, how to start up your Windows 95
And
or whatever.
And it's hosted by
How to
Billy
clean your
Billy
mouse
D.
ball.
Yeah, it's hosted by Well, no, all the
Billy
actors
D.
get their
Williams.
own segments, and Charles Durning is just constantly
Hello,
confused
hello.
and upset.
Like, and plus,
You've got quite a beautiful
He just
machine
knows how
here,
to
young
plug it
man.
in.
How do I get that interracial lesbian sex on here?
That's the only thing I care about.
Tell me again about the dream you had with your sexy girlfriend. Can you tell me that again, please?
Yeah. But if you put the DVD like in your computer, you get interactive flash games like they used to do back in the day.
Oh, that was great. Remember when you used to be able to put the Twisted Metal game
Yeah, and
into,
you get a
into your CD
demo.
player? You get the music.
Yeah.
Anyway, fellas, listen. Meanwhile,
Yeah, we're about a half hour into this, and we're maybe 7 minutes into the movie.
Well, I just want to talk about spanking Shrek on the DVD.
in Beverly Hills, Billy D. Williams is hard at work on a case with what did I write down here? For the slashed-faced model Lindsay. Apparently, she was attacked in a club by fucking
Dance club.
Marconi's goons, like Two-Face.
someone threw acid on her face
Yeah,
in the
like
courtroom.
this is Two-Face, which was funny because Ryan will know this. Everybody probably will. Billy D was almost Two-Face, or should have been Two-Face.
Yeah, he played Harvey Dent
Like, is
in
it
the
a
Tim
goof?
Burton movie.
Is it
Maybe it's a reference.
maybe? And the thing we see later is so fucking corny looking.
Yeah.
It's like if you took
It's like Play-Doh.
well, it's like if they needed a practical effect of a
Right.
scar,
Right.
And but the person who built it couldn't be on set, and the people are like so freaked out, like how are we supposed to put it on? Like they're just like fuck it, it's a sticker, and they slapped it on that lady's face.
Yeah, she looks like a Bond villain. She's got some, like she comes in and like she's all wearing all black with like huge sunglasses and a weird thing on her face. And I got kind of,
leather pants.
yeah, I got kind of excited like, oh, there's going to be like weirdo characters in this. I
I
thought,
thought she was a spy.
right. So did I. I thought she was like some agent working with Lando to like get something.
Yeah.
Exactly what I thought. I was like, oh man, there's some.
And then she just leaves, and I
Yeah.
was like, Nick, look at this poor drawing I drew in 4 seconds. Look at her. Look how fucking cool she looks
She was
here.
dressed like Carrie Ann Moss
When I was
in
trying
The
to
Matrix.
draw this in the dark while I was watching this fucking thing, yeah, she looks like Trinity.
Yeah.
But anyway, he just calms her down. Essentially, talks to her. I don't even remember what she does, what they do in that scene.
Yeah, you're finding out that she's got an affliction, and he's an attorney. And we also get Billy D. That's what they realize. How we gotta, we have such a long cast of names. We gotta
Just sit him
throw
behind a
one of these
desk.
names out here right away now.
That's right.
So they got Billy D. In
He'll
there.
do the rest.
Billy D really liked the burgers. Him and William Forsythe, they enjoyed the burgers on set, so they showed up the most.
Hell yeah.
So I think it was like
This is
basically
George Tyler.
they just did an open casting call to all of their stars every single day to see who would show up, and then they just wrote a scene for them. I think that the main point of that scene is just to introduce Lindsay as one of our chatters.
Chetters.
Yeah, pretty on the inside or something was her name.
Oh,
Beautiful
yeah, I
inside.
forget
She
what
was
it's
still
her
fucking
name.
hot as shit on the outside.
Yeah.
I know. I was gonna when she finally does take off the sticker on her face, and we see the little bit of
The goop,
I
the
don't know,
peanut
clay
butter
or
that she's
whatever
got on
that
her
slapped
face.
on her cheek.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Oh my
It
god,
doesn't
she looks
bother
like
me.
the Elephant Man.
I'm a human being. Oh, that would be great if they played it like that.
my name is Lindsay Merrick. I am not an animal.
She's just building like a big like cathedral in like a room while she's
Yeah,
on webcam.
she just wears a big bag on her head the rest of the movie.
I think we are. I think we are on track for the longest episode.
Oh boy. Then I believe we go back to Sandra and Christine. And Christine has spent all afternoon setting her PC up. Because it takes all afternoon to set up her PC, apparently, in 2007. And she says, Christine has come with food. It's like, I figured you'd be busy unpacking. Probably didn't have any time to make anything. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. I got
Here's
some
some-
hot
Well,
bread
this
and
is a
cold
landlord,
pasta.
man.
Exactly. This is a fucking landlord. Like, hey, I made you
the fuck
pasta
outta here.
and garlic bread.
Well, you know what? I'll give Joanne or Christine, whatever. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt up until this point.
Sure.
There are many interactions after this which are just like borderline psychotic.
Sure. This one didn't seem too crazy. It's like, all right, lady, listen. You're being very nice. You're not being rude. You're just being annoying. So I feel like, all right, fine. You made me dinner.
Well,
sure. Let me teach you about the internet.
It's
I
like-
was just about to go online. Look at this, Nick. I was just about to go online real big.
Well,
That's just what's going
They
on.
set it up-
I've got over 1,000 friends.
they set it up very firmly that she's the type of person that like hangs out by the door to her own apartment to see if anything's happening in the hallway, just to walk out and be like, "Oh, hello."
Open the door every 5 minutes. Oh,
She's
hey,
like Louis
what's up?
Tully in Ghostbusters. She hears the
Yes,
creak and
exactly,
she comes out.
exactly. Oh, I heard you're out here. You want
I got some mineral water.
Yeah, I was just gonna hop on a face space. You want to check it out? I got like over 1,000 friends. So
He's a friend of mine.
he's a friend of mine. I said I have. They hop onto face space. Remember when? And I also wrote down. Remember when this shit was new? Who the fuck was doing chat rooms like this? Was this ever a thing? Question mark.
You mean like big grown adults just like role
Like
playing?
grown ass adults,
Like normal
who
people?
have a chat night in the fucking pandemic world that we're living in. I can see where this is a thing. Maybe this is more of a thing now.
I see this
Not in 2007.
in 2007. You've got MIT grad students doing this, and
Right.
nobody else.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I mean, this is a thing like on IRC, but on IRC, everybody on IRC is over 400 pounds.
But also, it's like what was really popular was still like the AOL chats, the
Yes.
Yahoo chats,
Like
that kind of stuff.
like chat chats, not like video based interactions and fucking.
Exactly. The closest thing that I have experienced to something like this is around this time when I used to play World of Warcraft. And like we would all be there and like we could talk, but that was it. There was no like, and it wasn't like this either. It was. It's
you
just
weren't
weird.
role playing?
Huh?
You weren't role playing an
No.
elaborate game?
Yeah, I talked like this because I played an orc and smash.
Gold.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I gotta kill 80 boars to level up.
Come here, dragon.
Well, I've got Sandra's
What
face page.
What are her stats?
Her name is Sassy Planner.
Oh, because she's a meetings planner.
Yes, and
Yep.
just to point this out, on FaceSpace there are 5 icons just below the name. One looks like a house, which I'm guessing is like the home button.
Sure.
One is a letter, which I assume means like some form of
Messaging,
email.
maybe?
No,
Oh,
there's,
no.
there's
Oh,
a
no.
bubble next to it, like
Oh,
a chat
right.
bubble, which I assume means chatting or messaging.
Sure.
Then there is a film reel.
I thought that was a hot plate.
It's a film reel.
Yeah, if you want to order food.
Which I'm guessing technically was
Is
supposed to be like video
videos?
chat, but to me, I
Yeah.
just like the idea that there's just IMDb trivia built into FaceSpace.
Guys, we got to get on
That'd be
FaceSpace.
amazing.
And then there's just search icons.
Sure.
But her profile says that she's a female, 34 years old,
You got a hot plate
West-
icon on there. That's funny.
Westfield, New Jersey. Her quote,
What you cooking?
her
That's
quote
right.
is, "Every day brings a new adventure." And her description of herself,
Is there a period in that quote?
no.
Okay.
It's an open-ended adventure.
Hey, I get it.
But her description is, "I tend to move around a lot as my job keeps me going from one place to another. I'm a meeting planner for several pharmaceutical companies, and I have a hunger for living life to the fullest. My friends say I am a combination of all the Sex and the City women wrapped up into one."
No, they do not.
I pegged
madam.
her,
really boring.
I pegged her for a Miranda.
I mean,
She's got a couple screws loose, though, as we find out as the movie goes. It doesn't take much to set off Sandra.
nah, she's a closet Charlotte.
Yeah.
So they go on the internet, they go on the line, and she shows Christine.
Well, there's a stupid bit, where Sandra is introducing her friends. She introduces Mark, who runs the role-playing game.
Oh, boy.
And he's also a special effects artist for the quote-unquote movies in Los Angeles.
Yes.
And she says they have these competitions and you can win real props, real movie props. And then she says, "Oh, look at this. It is the menu from the restaurant from Pulp Fiction." What she pulls out is
not
the identical replica that came with the 2-disc special edition of Pulp Fiction in 2005.
You're just taking that
Because
DVD
I
extras.
still have it.
I was
In
gonna
the
say,
movie, in the actual Pulp Fiction movie, it's a
huge,
large menu,
yeah.
a normal menu. It's not the little. That's what they used for that.
Yeah.
So somebody had Pulp Fiction. And it was like, "Oh, bring that in from the special edition."
Yeah, it's
it's
a
one of
cool
the little
prop.
replicas it came with.
So, Ryan, you got a rage boner very early.
Yeah.
I just knew what they pulled, and I said, "You idiots!
You idiot.
They just took that from home, and they were like, "Hey, say this is from Pulp Fiction."
Hey, I've got this
Just add it in
really.
his DVD collection.
I've got this really cool film prop. It's an Evil Dead tin that they used in the actual movie.
That's exactly what I felt it was. It was that silly. I was like, that's a collector thing.
Yeah.
That's not a prop from the movie.
No, Mark is
I have
screwing
that
these
fucking
friends.
thing.
Oh yeah, here's a real legit prop from the movie.
Can you imagine the Uma Thurman and John Travolta just
opening up that tiny little menu,
tiny
like,
little
let's see.
menus?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
what's
if
this? I'll
you're
have
charging $5 for a shake, you think you could
$5
afford larger
milkshake?
menus
Can
here?
you
at,
imagine
Just
that-
Grab
Is
His
that
Limbs.
$5 or cents? It's so small.
Can you imagine them opening up the Pulp Fiction DVDs?
Wait, it looks like I'm gonna die here.
And
It is us.
then Steve Buscemi brings them tiny little plates of tiny little food
Yeah,
with a tiny little milkshake.
yeah, that's the thing. It's $5, but it's real tiny.
I don't know if it's worth $5, but it's really fucking good.
Yeah, that's right. Also, how many movies have we watched where they explicitly mention a Tarantino movie?
You gotta.
Is it just the two?
Minimum
because
2.
and they've been back to back though. Is the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I can't wait to pick my third one.
So I started listing. So this is we get a montage of everybody involved in this face-based chat night. I started to list them, and then I guess I got bored and I stopped. Yeah, we have Mark, who does FX in the movies. He is cartoonishly gay, and he lives out in LA. There's Mr. Big Stuff 08, who I don't think we ever really learn more about. He's got like a robo voice. We never see his face. More on him a little bit later. We see him kind of, but there's never like a scene with him.
Oh, is he the individual found towards the end of the film?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep. But like, so there's at least 2, maybe even 3 members of this chat room who the other ones don't really know what they look like. They use voice changer things, and one of those, the melt in your mouth, the sex line worker.
Yeah.
We do see her eventually.
It's Roseanne.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
This
whatever.
baby's like a Carmela bar. She melts in your mouth.
Christ. She's like a whole bag of M&Ms, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't just want her. She kiss you the whole goddamn chocolate bar, lady.
And we get William Forsythe playing the slimiest, grittiest
Professor
Ponytailist.
Uberoth.
Uberoth.
Yes, Professor Uberoth.
Is that a name backwards to like send a demon back to
Voldemort?
hell?
We just unleashed Uberoth.
Oh no!
I just thought he was a super Roth.
Yeah,
Like he's the big one in the family.
yeah. Soon, when he dies, Eli Roth will be the Uberoth, I think.
Yeah, and then Tim Roth takes over.
Oh, you're right. Oh, Tim and Eli Roth have to duel to the death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then David Lee Roth comes in at the end. Bibbidi bibbidi bop.
Hits him over the back of the head with a mic stand. So they're talking a lot of shit about and Lindsay the horrific Scar woman, I don't know what else to call her, who's working with Billy D.
Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface. Lindsay Scarface is also involved in this chat night. And we see everybody just kind of settling in, not really doing anything. And Mark is very cartoonish, and he is getting ready to start the game. And we never hear what the game is,
No,
or the
yeah, I don't
rules
really
of
know
the
what it is.
game.
Or any of the other
There's a
games
there's
they've
a
ever
little bit in
played?
my section. There's a tiny
Is
bit
there?
in my
Okay,
section.
okay. Well, certainly I would expect it to be at this part because they're like, all right, everybody's here. It is chat night. And Mark's like hyping it up like, you guys, you ain't gonna believe it. This month is Halloween. It's October. We got something real good cooking for you. All right, here we go. Here's the game. And then it just cuts to another scene. And that fucking sucked. Because what is happening? What are we even doing here then? I thought that this was going to be the rest of the movie in this chat.
Yes.
Like I thought, okay, we got the whole crew. Everybody's gotten a little bit. We got a couple mysterious characters. We don't know who they are, what they really sound like. Let's
Basically,
go.
this is when the movie starts lying to you.
and then it hard cuts to some other blonde woman sitting outside of a college.
I believe.
I
it's
assume
the
they make it
college.
sound.
It's the college that Professor Uberoth works at.
That's right. And a janitor comes
Jerry.
up. Jerry comes up
I love
and
Jerry.
starts talking to her, and nothing really happens. They kind of flirt for a second. It looks very cold.
On Jerry's ISO, it was a cold day. On the blondes, it was
Oh,
pretty
it was
okay.
95.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see, coming out of his mouth, the steam or whatever, because it's so cold out.
Yeah, and then the horniest professor comes back in, and he is talking to a student who's
A
not
32-year-old student.
Oh yeah, someone who she looks older than I
She's a
am.
non-traditional student.
Yeah, she had to go back to get her degree.
Yeah,
Well,
but
she's not doing it the right way.
Hey, she is.
She couldn't talk too much longer because she had to pick up the kid from the university daycare.
Yeah, she's horny for his tiny little ponytail.
Oh,
His
she's gotta
tiny,
just suck on
greasy, disgusting.
he's like
ponytail.
a Navi. She sucks on it.
Yeah. They fuck next to a tree outside the campus.
Christ, in a tree.
Yeah.
Did you get the reference, Joe?
He looks
Well,
like
it's Avatar. I know
he
that.
looks like
Okay.
he's got a Supreme Court justice like Halloween costume on the whole time. like the whole time.
I do want to say about the Professor Uberoff
Yes.
is his commitment to the shitty, dirty lifestyle that he's leading is admirable.
I'm not
Because
I'm not
throughout
upset
the
with
movie-
William Forsythe. He is.
Oh no,
he
I don't mean
is,
the Ford. I just mean the character himself loves what he's doing.
Oh, he can't get enough.
He gets confronted by several different women who have sly threats of if this doesn't go the way I want it to, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
And he's smirking. He's loving it.
Delicious.
He never once seems nervous. He never once seems like he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. He absolutely loves being a slime.
No, he's the most
and
confident man
I can't hate him for it.
in America. Easily.
Yeah.
So he's talking to the one student, and then another student, a younger red-haired student comes in, and the other one leaves, gets all flustered, and leaves, and then these two are also fucking around apparently.
Yep.
And I'm like,
His
what
smile
the
never
fuck is
leaves.
going? Was 2008 a different? It was just a different time, I guess.
It's good to be William Forsythe.
Hey, he's having the time of his life. I'm sure.
He's like, this sure beats Halloween 2007.
That's right. And his
I didn't get to kiss a pretty lady in that. I had to kiss Michael Myers. And he's
his
gross.
mic is inside his throat. It has to be. He has the clearest audio. He says a lot of shit. He says last evening. Is that a phrase? I trust things went well last evening. What the fuck? And then there's also, so they're talking about, oh, hey, we got to be more discreet. We can't be flashy. We can't be, pulling this kind of shit in public. And she says, it's hard to put milk back in the carton if you've already had the cereal.
Oh,
And then he kind of rolls his eyes.
You just do a funnel.
He kind of rolls his eyes and go, oh dear, a cereal analogy. Pink flag, quite alarming.
It's like
what
if
do
a
you
robot.
mean?
It's like if a robot was trying to write a movie. There's
This is
random
like
phrases just.
this is like I made I made this Google algorithm watch every Lifetime movie and 2 slasher movies, and this is what came out.
Yeah, I'll have what she's having.
It's hard. It's hard to put the milk back into the carton after you've already had the cereal.
The milk is already spoiled. What do you have to say about that?
It's hard to put the cereal back in the box after you fucked it.
Miss, you drink the milk you drink the milk when you eat the cereal. What do you mean? Are you
I was like,
recycling milk?
so is this a?
It's not
is
so
is
hard
you
if you have a
referencing
funnel.
That's right.
Is this a? I kept thinking to myself, is this a cunnilingus reference?
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't uneat her. You already ate her.
Oh God!
You're just finger banging.
And there's milk.
Yeah,
and,
no,
Ryan,
don't
you-
put that image in your head, dude.
Yeah.
We got Joe here.
Well,
He's
she
gonna
doesn't-
take that
she-
and run with it.
They're having this conversation about his concerns about it being too public, their interactions, and yet there he is, apparently with every single student, just flirting with them.
Well, if you fuck every student, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, you're giving. You're
But
putting.
is she a student or is she a teacher?
That is Ryan. That's a
No,
great
no,
question.
I'm talking about the student that was just with him.
Oh, sure.
So
sure, sure.
Oh yeah.
so as far as we're aware, everybody that isn't his wife, he's trying to have sex with.
Oh yeah,
So,
And he
so it's
succeeded.
well, I guess so. Yeah, maybe his concerns are valid then.
yeah. He's doing
if
what he
you
wants.
fuck every single student, you're spending your time equally with them.
Joe, I just said that.
Oh, okay.
And he said it equally, not equally.
Yeah.
And then Jerry comes in, cock blocks the doc, rightfully so. And that's it, I think.
No, that's basically it. And we are almost at an hour.
Sweet.
So,
All right, guys, we got to.
we're 20 minutes.
There's a lot of ground to cover in the first. We got to.
Yeah,
A lot of groundwork.
Yeah, all that setup that really pays off.
All the wire work. All right, who's next? Who's next?
So, anyways, we jump to Sandra, and she's trying to get into her apartment. She's dropping her bags of groceries. She's apparently got 3 lemons. She's doing something funky, and she bumps into Joe. Joe played by Frank Grillo. And many times they have a short interaction that gets interrupted by Christine, who, as soon as she heard a noise in the hallway, left her apartment as landlord and needed to start peeping and getting involved.
Scurrying like a cockroach.
And Joe goes into his apartment. They don't really get a chance to interact, but Christine immediately is like, oh my gosh, don't you like Joe? Don't you love Joe? He suffered a terrible loss. He's lived there a year. Did you know that? But he's on his own. He lives on his own. Like, she's trying to play matchmaker and fucking creep show all at the same time.
She wants them to fuck.
Because she has a causeway above all of the rooms where she can look down and watch them fuck.
She can just listen to him.
Well, she gets a referral bonus. Every time she gets somebody in her building to fuck another person in the building, she gets a referral bonus from like the landlord association.
Yeah.
Well, and then maybe, hey, if things go well, they'll probably move in together. And that's another open room
double
right there.
Yeah.
Bing bong.
Boom.
See?
It's all about them dollars and
Gotta
cents.
keep them costs down.
Yeah.
In 2020.
What's funny is she says that
2008.
he just pretty much never leaves his apartment. She's telling this as they watched him leave the apartment.
Yeah. Oh God, he never leaves.
Yeah.
Well, he's now, but like normally.
You gotta believe me.
Yeah.
We're introduced to the character leaving the apartment, and then we're told he never leaves the apartment.
So then we cut to what is the first of many therapy sessions between.
I genuinely. Oh God, I just hit my microphone. I'm sorry. I genuinely do not know where this storyline goes. I cannot remember.
I think
happens?
I do, but I don't want to spoil it. So
Sure, that's fair.
We'll plow through it. So Miranda Kwok, I don't know her, this actress, but she plays Janet. And Janet is hanging out with Dr. Seamus St. Martin, a.k.a. Charles the Front Butt Durning. Sorry, Charles, I keep going hard on you. I loved you, no brother, where art thou? But anyways, she's in therapy, and for like the first couple times, we have no fucking clue what the therapy is about other than she's in therapy. And Janet is tapping her foot feverishly, seemingly in a pattern, and Seamus is very interested in this. And he mentioned something about, this 5-4 pattern you're doing. What does it mean? And she's like, well, I don't know. What do you mean 5-4? Well, you're tapping 5 times, then 4 times. Well, it has nothing to do with my mother. And he's like, oh, really? Why do you mention your mama? And apparently that was her mother's birth date, May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, Cinco, what is it?
Cinco de Quattro.
Cinco de Quattro. She used to do that because her mother was sick and or dying, and she did that, I don't know, as a way of like anxiety to like try and keep her mother alive. But
it was like her compulsion.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening in this moment. For some reason, we need all that information. What she's really doing is tapping 666 on the floor. And Seamus is like, well, why the fuck would you ever do that? And she says, to see what it can start. And that's the end of the scene. And we're introduced, like, we're introduced to Janet in the chat sessions barely. We just kind of see her in her screen name.
Far East Flower.
Yes. But for some reason, this is the best way to get information about her out there. She's concerned about her probably now dead mother, and she's interested in the occult. I don't fucking know.
And she's very angry and pouty and pissy with this man that she presumably reached out to. She went to a doctor to get help.
Maybe she's cold-hearted.
And, it almost seems like a bratty kid having to talk to a counselor because the court said so.
Yeah, and
it's just a very contemptuous.
Oh, I'm thinking this is like year 2 or 3 of this relationship because Seamus don't give a fuck anymore. He's just what is this 5-4 taps? What does that mean, Janet? Oh, okay, so yeah, why would you do that? Why 666? He's just so fucking over it, as is the audience at this point.
Oh,
he looks like he's sitting there wondering whether he turned on the crock pot before he left or.
Yeah.
He just sees it a whole other world.
Yeah.
And all of it, and what Charles Durning does his best with shit dialogue where it's just questions. Just questions.
Yeah.
You can't act just questions worth a damn because there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
It's just, why'd you do this? Oh, really? Why would you want to do that? He's given nothing.
Yeah. So we bounce out of that and we're back in the next full chat session where Mark is hosting. And this is when we get the light applause. Like Mark is like, hey, all you ghouly ghouls. And everybody's like, woo. Which again, it's probably like supposed to be like when people log into the chat session or something, it like does this automatically, or I don't know, but it sounds like the group is doing it.
Yeah, it's weird.
And what's the name of the sexy voice woman?
Melt in your mouth.
Melt in your mouth. It twice in 30 seconds says the phrase "Easy there, big boy."
Easy there, big boy.
Because like I think Mark
She's probably
enters.
just used to it from saying it on the phone all day.
Easy there, big boy.
I think somebody in editing made a boo-boo and just fucking looped it because it's like Mark enters the thing, gets everybody riled up, and she says, "Easy there, big boy," and then the deep-voiced, big chonkus dingus guy that we don't see says something like, "I'm ready to get this game going," and then she says, "Easy there, big boy," and it's the same fucking sound bite.
No
There's
good.
a soundboard, like the Arnold soundboard.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Who's your daddy? What does he do?
So Sandra's running late, and Mark's talking about how, we can't begin the horror movie guess game challenge. I mean, he doesn't say all those words, but essentially the point of the game is to guess what horror movie
He's thinking of?
Yes, like he's either thinking of, or they're going to watch, or he's going to describe, or where the movie menu is from. I don't fucking know, but that's all I got out of that game.
Yeah, it's
was
just
they were
something
gonna
better than
guess-
iMurders.
Well, hell, maybe they were going to play Jeopardy and like
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Celebrity Markpardy, and it gets interrupted because in the background.
Man, I forgot about this part.
In the first time we see the full group chat, at the end of it, Mark starts covering up these mannequins with sheets and stuff like that. And it's like weird because it doesn't make any sense. It's not pertaining to the conversation. But then in this session, as Mark's talking about the rules or something, we see one of those ghoulies get up. Oh my gosh. Somebody was in the room the whole time.
Oh my God.
And it's like a Victorian style ballroom dance metal mask and a powdered wig this person's wearing. That was my best guess as to what it was. And they go up and they just start drilling Mark in the fucking head with a power tool. And Mark is freaking out. And of course, all of the people in the chat are watching the video going, "Oh, well, isn't this game saucy?"
Nice special effects, Mr. Hollywood boy.
Exactly. And
I'm like, all right, I get, sure, fine, great.
Mark is screaming.
What else you got, iMurders?
Mark is screaming as he's getting Jeffrey Dahmered in the back of the head. And Mark is dead. And then the person hops on the chat and says, "Mark is gone." And then everybody's like removing their glasses and going like, "Well, I can't wait to see where this goes," even though it doesn't go anywhere else for that night. So these people hop onto chats for fucking 4 minutes.
Yeah, what do they do the rest of that night?
And applaud.
That was it. That was the end of the game.
Yep.
At least as far as my impression goes. So
And they find out, but there's something about like
So does the
the
killer
rules
stay
of the
there?
game. If
So does the killer...
you say a word
I can't.
or something, if you say a word, you're kicked out of the
That's
game,
what
but you
Mark
don't know
was
what the word
originally going
is.
to do,
I think
yeah.
it's if you get things wrong in the game, this guessing game. I think if you get it wrong, you're off the chat and you have to like lock your devices up. You
Go into airplane mode.
Your BlackBerry.
Yeah, exactly.
Your BlackBerry.
What is that gizmo?
that's what the landlord says. What is that gizmo? Like, it's a cell phone. You don't need to know the
I
brand
put that in my
name.
notes, yeah.
Like, it's 2008.
Yes.
Cell phones are everywhere.
High school kids, kids started getting cell phones for themselves between like 2003 and 2006.
It's like everyone that's talking to Marty McFly in Back to the Future when he goes back to 1955.
Yes.
Your name's Calvin McCline?
Where's
They found
the-
your underwear?
Where's the wires?
Mayor.
Oh, this is a phone that I can talk to this. I can use my phone to talk anywhere. Oh, he's just kidding you. Nobody can do that, son.
this whole episode was worth it just to learn that Joe likes Calvin Klein underwear.
Oh, that was in the movie! That was in the movie!
Okay, so Sandra and Christine have another hallway chat where they talk about how Frank Grillo, no offense, but they talk about how he's a sexy and he's a hunk.
Now, Frank Grillo is not like a Sasquatch looking man.
No, he's well built, but
I wouldn't
He's a
qualify
lot
him
bigger
as
now
a fucking hunk,
after
though.
doing the Marvel stuff.
no, I no offense to Frank Grillo, I apologize, Frank.
Please don't come here and beat us up. He has got a very distinct look about him. He's got a weathered face.
Yeah, it kind of looks like somebody stepped on him as a baby.
It's like him and Bryan Cranston and Willem Dafoe just have a lot of stuff going on in their face.
Yes.
There's
And
a
they're
lot of
not-
life left.
Exactly.
He's gonna come beat us up just like Z.
I mean, I think he's
know.
technically in his late 40s in this movie. So, anyways, Frank Grillo, aka Crossbones,
Hell
is a
yeah.
hunk.
Sure, yeah, I'm fine. You know what? Hey, different strokes for different folks.
Hey, he's a good looking man.
And again, we have this short hallway conversation where we learn that Christine was married to a sexy, athletic man who died. And we also learn that she wants to, or she's desperate to know how that computer goes. Teach me, computer, please.
Take me away to cyberspace.
And for some reason, I can't remember the reason why, she tells Sandra that she hints that she should make a treat for Joe. Which said,
a snack break.
Yes.
Joe's like treats.
Yeah, this man that apparently never leaves his apartment really needs a snack. He's really exhausted from sitting. So,
All those buds.
Lindsay or Scarface goes to meet Billy D in one of the most confusing scenes of the movie. Like, Billy D's on his computer. We have this weird shot where you see like the far right eighths of the screen.
He's got a video playing or something.
His screen, yes, and you do see the number 6. So I don't know if that they're hinting at him being a part of the chat or being involved with Janet in some capacity. Oh, definitely involved with Janet.
Wait, who's Janet again?
Janet is what's the wildflower, Far East wildflower, whatever it is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Lindsay comes barging in there. What did you need from me? And Billy D slams his computer shut like he's looking at pornography.
Yeah,
which
like
he's
his
not.
mom caught him.
And he's like, hey, guess
I
what?
was just cleaning it.
We were gonna settle. We're settling with the dance club.
Turns out we're gonna settle.
But this weird, it's like that weird 2000s erotic rock music is playing.
Horny rock.
Horny rock is playing.
I can't know. That's it. Horny rock.
And it's like 50% dialogue, 50% horny rock. And it's like the music is getting louder for some reason as the scene goes on.
Curvy.
And she's just like, what? Why? Why would we do that? And Billy D's like, what? It's like the dance club. We're settling. You're winning $1 million.
You're going to fuck a lot of money, lady.
And she's upset because they're not getting $1 million from the man who did this to her specifically. And it's like,
he doesn't have $1 million to give you.
He's like a bum who splashed acid on someone.
If her argument was,
Marconi.
This is great. This is the first step, but I need that man put to justice. But it's not. It's so specifically, he's the one that should pay. And it's like, who gives a fuck $1 million? Go murder that man go hire a hitman for $100,000 to kill that guy.
Yeah, you're done. Great.
You're winning the day. But she's so upset. But as she's yelling at Billy D and revealing her sticker scar, we cut to shots of her on an elliptical. Like,
oh yeah,
working out.
Working out for vengeance.
Yes, and I don't understand what, like, the horny rock, the being upset with Billy D, the scar reveal, the elliptical. It was too much for me.
There's a lot.
I thought the movie was ending.
Yeah.
Like the end.
There's just.
I was like, this can't logically be the end. It feels like it.
All
It
right,
had that like.
Well, she's gonna die in the next scene because our story arc's over.
Yeah. So hard cut again. The cuts out in and out of scenes are just nonsense. So we hard cut to Joe in his apartment bouncing a basketball against the wall, which is very rude to the other
I was gonna
tenants.
say, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
If I was
Just be knocking on the wall
Jane
with,
or
like,
whoever
your
the
broom.
landlord is, Christine.
So in theory, it's Sandra's apartment he's knocking against, correct?
Well, and we've established, yes, I do believe so, because their apartment's at the corner.
Yeah.
We've established that there's a very nosy landlord. How is she not on that shit? Like, right away. But anyways, as he's bouncing the ball against the wall, we keep getting these flashbacks of a crime scene. And Frank, or Joe, is on the ground holding his head as a woman is bawling and blaming him about, like, this dead man. I think it's like her husband or something. Oh, what? You could have saved him. Why didn't you do something? And there's bloody 6s written all over the place.
666.
Okay, when did the Jim Carrey 23 movie come out?
2007.
Yeah,
Sounds right.
Fuck them.
I was in
Mr. fucking
February 23rd.
Mr. Michael J. Fox stand-in apparently was a stand-in on the film 23. That piece of shit, because that's the only reason that exists.
Damn, I forgot about the number 23.
So Sandra
What a weird movie.
interrupts his PTSD nightmare with cookies. And she just kind of invites herself in very strongly, and he politely refuses. And she's at the door and she's wanting to get in, and he's like, no, it's okay, look, I'm good. And she's like, take the cookie, fucking eat the cookie. And he's like, all right, fine. And he's like, but I gotta clean up, like, my fucking place is dirty.
These two have the strangest
it's
chemistry.
just
He's got like a bunch of empty beer bottles all over the place. He's
Okay,
knocking them over.
got bottles, and
he's drinking in every fucking scene.
I was gonna say that later on.
He's
I was like,
lived a
there
hard
isn't a single
life.
scene where Frank Grillo's not pounding a bud.
Yeah.
Beer
Or
bottle in
wine.
hand, and even when he leaves his apartment to go to other apartments, he takes the beer bottle with him.
Yeah.
But anyways, as Joe rightfully points out, there's beer bottles everywhere. He's trying to clean up. He's trying to be polite, and she's forcing these fucking cookies. And she's being the rudest piece of shit ever. She sees like a child. She sees like some woodworking park bench stuff, and she's like, "Oh, look at this!" and goes to touch it. Whoa, please don't touch that. Yeah. Puts her off. But he very calmly explains, "Hey, I just like finished these or painted these or something.
He's like varnishing it or something.
Yeah, they're a little bit wet, and the person that's coming to get them is coming like in a couple hours. So please, okay." And then she immediately starts looking at like all the pictures on the wall, and there's one of a cop specifically, and she sees Joe look at that very anxiously and like look down and be upset, and she gets even closer to it like, what the fuck is this?
Who's this person?
Take a good look.
This thing that's upsetting you. And he's like, hey, you know what? This is not great for me right now. Like, maybe not now and all this stuff. She's like, you know what? Okay, I get it. Like, hands him the tray of cookies and leaves and walks out in a huff. And he runs after her and he's like, hey, wait, hold on a second. Hang on a minute. And she's like, sorry, my ears aren't picking up the asshole frequency.
Yeah. Oh, man. And I mean, she's right there. Red flag.
Yes.
Yeah. She doesn't even know this guy. And now she's already calling him an asshole in like 3 minutes.
Yes.
He really didn't do anything.
No.
To deserve it.
And then
I mean,
you didn't eat all my cookies already. You're an asshole.
To reciprocate, he says, guess what? You were digging in my backstory. I was a cop once, and that I retired. Okay? And she shuts the fucking door in his face. Technically, he's in his doorway.
Sure.
But she shuts the door in his face. Piece of fucking shit. Fuck her. Goddamn fuck her. Janet, we cut to more Janet therapy, a scene that's strictly devoted to Charles Durning willing Janet into lesbian sex fantasy.
Please tell me about your sexy dream you had again, please.
Well, hold on a second. She doesn't tell him in this moment because I can't tell continuity wise how this works.
Oh, who knows?
But she's like not talking about something specifically, and she's saying,
I see your note, Professor Michael Mustache. I'm sorry.
She's thinking about something, and she's distracted. He's like, well, what is it? She's like, I'm thinking about something I've never told you, and he's like, well, really think about it. And then we go into the sex fantasies. Then we hard cut to Professor Michael Mustache, as I've started to call him, as he meets with his mistress outside. And we get one of the best edited scenes of the whole movie because his mistress is sitting, the redhead is sitting at a park bench. He sits down. He's like, hey, I got a coffee here for you. Bing, bong, bing. And then this random stranger that we can't even see barely off camera is walking by, and Michael Mustache gets up and is like, hey, hold on a second there, whatever his name is. Looks like Cousin Sal from Jimmy Kimmel. And they have
this I believe, I'm not 100% certain. I think this is Del Vecchio, the director.
Or the producer.
No, it is not Robbie Bryan. Robbie Bryan has a cameo. He's the guy standing next to the reporter.
Oh, I was going to mention
in
that.
the news bit.
Yeah, there's just some like almost hillbilly-looking guy mugging for camera time in the background.
Del Vecchio, the screenplay writer, also no.
No? Who is this guy then?
It is Sal from Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Okay, because I was trying to look up Del Vecchio to see who he was, and I swear they used a picture of this other professor.
I'm gonna guess that there's somebody that's just labeled as professor. Maybe it's this guy, Philip Green.
Okay,
that
must be a bad tag then or something. Okay.
Well, anyways, it's the room level dialogue and acting. For some reason, again, these fucking unnecessary 60-second conversations.
What are you teaching?
Yes.
What are you covering?
Michael Mustache needs his class covered. This guy's like, okay, yeah. What are you teaching? What are you covering? What's this lesson? All this stuff. Ha ha ha. You owe me one. And it's like that hard cut editing where it's like if somebody has a line, we let them finish the line, cut to the next person, let them do their line, and it's like
it reminded me this was the most room-like the movie ever got.
Yes, absolutely. And then that's it. The guy leaves and walks away, and that's all we get. And then he sits back down to have a conversation with his mistress about, again, being uncomfortable being in public. She makes these odd allusions to it being like, hey, I don't know what you should be worried about, but somebody should be worried about something. And I didn't understand at all what they were talking about. Somebody should be concerned or worried about something. And it's like, I couldn't tell if that meant that she was going to kill his wife or he wanted her to kill his wife.
She just knows he has diabetes.
Go on.
Well, he has to be worried about all the sugars he's been eating in the coffees, you're saying.
I guess
saying
maybe.
He's just like a fat fuck.
I mean, I'm laughing because I hate this movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I took it just the old hey, you need to figure out what you're going to do with this relationship, or I will tell your wife. You know what I mean? Or he's got
sure.
You think about it from his point of view, it could mean anything because he's got a lot on the line.
Oh,
here he's a professor.
You just triggered something
around.
for me because he says something to the effect of, in a couple weeks, we'll have like all the time. Oh, fuck. Okay,
Well,
there's a whole subplot here where he's up for something. Is it an award?
Dean.
I
think that or it's a position. Him and the other guy, the guy he just had his back and forth with.
Gotcha.
They are all up for an award, and he assumes that, or a promotion, and he assumes he's got it in the bag.
Yes.
So that's part of why he's also very cocky, because he's, a good teacher, apparently.
Okay.
But he's also trying to, the whole thing he's doing with that random woman, they're trying to blackmail something, right? Is that what's going on?
It's like they're trying to blackmail each other.
Well, it's later on when that whole thing reveals he didn't get the promotion, the other guy's like,
the dean, right? Is it
blackmail? And where he was set up by his wife, but
oh yeah,
but that's what he was commanding her to do. He's just saying all this vague shit to have this woman do and being salacious.
Hold on a second. Who was the guy that had the pictures? Was that the dean or the other professor?
That's the dean.
Yes.
Margaret Colin's husband.
Some important teacher.
Okay, so who gave him the pictures? Have we established that?
His wife.
I think Margaret Colin did.
Okay.
I think his wife, because she says, remember, a woman always knows. A woman always knows.
Gotcha.
And she says you're going to get what's coming to you. So she's the one who said it.
They say that a lot in this movie because Lando says that earlier
I think it's
today.
the whole. We're trying to set up all these red herrings. It's a mystery.
Everybody's getting what's coming to them.
Yep, you're going to get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah.
Interconnected,
More than just the chat room.
Well, like the internet, man.
We get this weird exposition bullshit park bench love bullcrap scene, and then we hard cut to Michael Mustache, Professor Michael Mustache, sex aficionado, smoking a doob at home,
Smoking a fat one,
and then he sprays enough Lysol to kill a kid after each puff.
Which is funny because it's not like he's in a closed room. We find out that the door is wide open behind him, and his wife just comes walking in.
Yeah.
So he's hiding it from his wife with the Lysol, but he's not shutting the door or locking the door. Or
Exactly.
Go outside, opening a window. Like, come on.
So
you're a grown man. Smoke your weed if you want.
yes, you're a professor. You apparently have
Tell me a professor
earned
hasn't smoked
this.
weed before?
Yeah.
He's just like, he's in the bathroom and he's like standing on top of the toilet, like with the joint right up to the like fan in the bathroom, and like trying to clear it all.
We're in so much trouble, man. We're in so much trouble.
Yeah.
I know. Thank God we're saying this now when it's legal in our state.
Oh God! If my wife finds out that I smoke marijuana instead of fucking women that aren't her, I'll be in so much trouble.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good point.
Like,
That's a good point.
I hate to give it up to Joe, but yes, exactly. You're fucking at least 2 students right now. Who the fuck cares if you're lighting up a J and trying to unwind before game night?
Yeah, his wife is a real prude.
What does she do?
Well, okay, she jump scares him because
She's just gotta hate him, which I understand. He seems pretty hateable.
What? Yeah,
What? Oh,
it's okay.
oh, shame time. What have you eaten
I'm
a bunch of?
Was he caught?
I'm getting
was caught-
shamed
was
for
caught
eating
smoking weed?
too many turkey snack bites.
Well, I understand that
You should have
feeling.
been spraying Lysol so that
Thanksgiving's coming up
you
soon.
ate
We're
them.
eating more
Lisa, I've been
turkeys.
smoking doobies and having sex with several students. Like, you're gonna get upset with me about this? There's context to this conversation. I
It's
promise.
true, Lisa. There is. I'll vouch for him.
Let him eat the salami.
Okay.
Not
Oh,
all of
Pat's
it.
on
She
with
wants
his
some
internet
too.
buddies again.
Yeah.
Hour and 20.
Christ.
Okay, Michael. He hops on the chat, and there. It's stated that Mark is gone, and there's somebody known as Mystery Writer now in the game, and so everybody's like, "Oh, this is still part of the game. Mystery Writer is now leading the room," and they're probably all like, "Oh, really? It's Mark." Brr, brr, brr.
They thought it was Mark, yeah.
And then we
Definitely.
get the jump scare from the wife. The second time she
Mark is
interrupts
bad.
his fun computer room smoke doob time, and then I started getting
Cyber buddies.
And then I started getting confused because the characters are constantly talking at their computers
Yes.
throughout the movie. But this is the only scene where I know for sure that people can hear each other because they're responding.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, can they always hear each other?
Yeah, they all have mics at least connected. You might have to push a button to communicate.
And there is, Scarface. She is always just staring at her computer. She got a big screen, but the only thing on it is just the chat window. There's no video. She's got no headphones on. There's no webcam on her camera. She is just like staring. She might as well just be like staring at like Facebook Messenger and just looking at that dead in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. But she's like speaking to it. Billy Williams has to say out loud everything he texts. We see her that later.
I wrote that down too. He's like an old grandpa.
Here we go.
He's saying his text out loud. Are you on your way? Period.
I have
And
arrived
send.
at the diner.
Google.com, my granddaughter's Facebook.
I won it in a sabak game. Or sabak, as we're supposed to fucking think it's
Got a
pronounced.
lot of guts coming here.
This deal gets getting worse all the time.
Into my love.
So then we cut back to our now third therapy session between Janet and Seamus.
Yeah.
And Janet finally reveals the context behind the lucid lesbian fantasy she had in the last therapy session, where she explains that she had a lover. Her name was April. And I mean, we didn't really talk about it, but there is some graphic.
Now there's some Showtime level softcore lesbian.
But for the movies,
I was surprised by it.
I was
this
too.
movie, yeah,
for the
it's pretty
movies that
hard.
we have watched, this is some pretty wild shit.
Yeah.
This is the most explicit thing I think we've seen on this
Lando
show.
demanded it.
Actually,
Hey,
you want to know
Lando
why
demanded it.
I think it shocked me so much? Because I think I genuinely believed in their love.
Yeah, they're having a great time. We didn't need to see that. That's for them.
The best
And then-
acting in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's like, damn, these two are really fucking going.
oh
at it.
yeah, they're
Christ.
steamy.
So we,
I feel like I shouldn't be watching this.
we learn, as does Seamus, that
Oh, wow.
This is the middle of the day. I'm watching this.
that Janet was concerned that April was cheating on her with somebody that she had met in the cyberland. At one point, April went to go meet somebody in real life. I think was it a guy?
I can't remember.
Anyway, she gets murdered.
Oh, dang.
And so Janet has been upset about that ever since. And then it's like we're starting to connect the dots that Janet might be hunting for this individual
Okay.
on the line.
Yes,
That's why she's in the chat room. She's not in there to play silly games.
I'm not
She's
here
in
to
there
make
to find a
friends.
killer.
That's right.
Okay,
Do you
so
think she ever won any of the games though? And she got like a prop from a
She's got the
steelbook or
She's
something.
got the mug from Heartbeeps.
Yeah, she's
She got the cane
she's
from
the only one
Citizen
that got the
Kane.
Ray Harryhausen joke.
Yeah.
She's got like a folder from like Warm Bodies, like a grade school folder.
Yeah.
Okay,
my
so
God. She got the Death Star model that
I
was
just
missing for
wrapped
so
up-
many years.
I just wrapped up minute 41, 17
Oh yeah,
seconds.
look at mine
yeah.
go.
And
we're on
we're at an hour and 20 minutes, gang.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go fast. I'll go fast.
All right, Joe. Lightning
Oh
round.
God, Joe's got the
Lightning
section.
round.
Right? Joe's going into me.
All
Yep.
right. No, yeah,
Oh,
yep,
no.
yep, yep.
Is it Joe and then Ryan then Nick finishes
Yep.
up? Okay, cool.
All right, so we open up on a date between the two main characters. They're just kind of gossiping. They got some white wine, red wine, and like basically the most unrealistic.
Wait, did you say white Rhine?
White wine, white wine.
That's our ride.
White wine.
just-
Yeah, white wine.
I have some
You just
aged
decided
watermelon
to
Rhine. Would you like a bite?
Yeah.
You're just stuck on melon rinds. It's a weird date.
Bottle of red, bottle of right.
So basically, the most
And Joe's
unrealistic.
taking notes. Okay, first date, bring Ryan.
Yeah.
Brine too? Maybe I bring. Yeah,
Yeah,
bring some.
ladies like melon.
Bring some brine. Bring some brine too, Joe.
I'm gonna take
Okay.
her. I'm gonna take her on a wine and brine.
Yeah.
Come get your bride. Come get your grog.
Got a bottle of wine and a bag of salty water.
That's right. Well, I knew I couldn't remember what I had to bring.
Well, I got taffy.
This is kinda
At the
white.
taffy store.
Boxed brine.
Yeah. I bought. Well, I didn't know if you liked
That's what
red
that's
or
what
white,
Papa
so I
Buck
bought a
brought
red.
to Jolene's trailer on the first date.
Yep.
So basically, the most unrealistic thing in this entire movie is that a former cop is eating half a salad for a meal.
Joe. Woo!
Yeah.
Joe with the zingers.
So basically, so Joe reveals that his brother got killed, and then they have a little smooch and fuck while listening to public radio.
Is that true?
Listen to
It
the
is
fucking
weird.
traffic report.
It is weird. She goes
They
to
listen
open
to
the
the
other bottle of
news.
wine, even though they're already drinking. It leads to them making out. It cuts to them having sex in bed. Then her radio pops on for no reason with a guy saying, a body was found mutilated in West Hollywood.
yes.
And she's like, he's like, I don't want to hear that shit. And they turn it off. Did she have an alarm for like 8:44 p.m. on a Tuesday? Why did the radio
Well,
just
she likes to
pop
hear the
on?
murder reports.
And he gives us that info about Mark.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, yeah.
I caught it, but they didn't.
No.
So then the professor, he logs into his little IM, and he gets a message saying, I know what you've been up to. And then the scene just ends. Yeah. Basically, it was really weird how a middle-aged woman got confused by a phone in 2008 and called it a gizmo. I put that down.
Yeah.
I love that Joe approached this like a stand-up comedy routine.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm having a great time.
Joe's not paying. Joe doesn't understand why shit's happening. He's just trying to find, okay, this happens. What's a funny way I can talk about their date?
Yeah. So then the killer sharpens his blade while phone sex plays cut between. And then he's printing out a list of everybody's screen name and info.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yep, and then the phone sex op, Wanda, is revealed to be a middle-aged mom, and then the killer whacks her in the head with a bat, and the scene kind of ends.
Well, not before her little boy comes in and says,
My legs hurt.
Mommy, my legs are hurting. Can you rub them for me?
Mother, please rub my legs.
Yeah, and like the little boy says, like, I know you've told me never to come in here while you're working. So he's just probably barged in numerous times to her just grunting.
Hey, I'm
a
gonna,
phone.
Christ. I'm going to try to kill this mosquito real quick, gang. Hold on. Oh, damn it. Fuck.
During this section,
Mosquito.
okay, my girlfriend came into my room.
Oh, boy.
Or the room I was watching. I had because I was real loud and it's all the moaning and shit. She walks in. What
the hell?
She said, what the fuck are you watching? I'm like, it's not even worth talking
Well,
about.
I wish it was porn, but it's really iMurders.
But it was a very graphic audio of like,
Well, Ryan, she shouldn't be in your
Sounds
business
identical.
anyways. Just spray her with some Lysol and tell her to get out of there and smoke
Yeah.
your doobie.
Yeah.
I'm having chat night tonight.
Chat nights.
Yeah, whatever that sounds
Jake,
like.
you want to come in for dessert?
All right, and then
Well, this is kind of the same fucking thing, guys. I'm sitting here
I mean,
every
it
week.
is. Like,
Leave me alone. I'm in my room on the internet with my buddies.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
what's the difference?
yeah,
I mean,
well,
kinda.
it's you're living the real iMurders lifestyle. You're getting the full experience.
I am.
The four of us are in a room
I
together.
haven't seen anybody.
Hey, Ryan, I'm a big, thick vampire. You want me to suck your throbbing dingus?
Show me the game. Show me the game.
yeah, I got Doritos. I came back just in time.
Christ.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that the movie, and I expected it. Although part of me was hoping that the sex phone operator turned out to be the landlord.
Yeah.
There was some part of me
That's
that was
kinda
hoping
what
that
I
would be
thought was
a
gonna
twist in
happen.
there.
I actually thought it was going to be a fat guy just using a voice changer.
You.
No, not me.
Okay.
I wasn't in this movie.
No, I thought.
God.
I thought for real it was going to be Christine, the landlord. I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I, mean,
100%.
I wasn't surprised when it turned out to not be a beautiful woman. I mean,
Sure.
standard
Yeah, hey.
Beavis and Butt. They shouldn't Beavis and Butthead, but
Yeah. Hey, Cassandra, look what I learned to do on the computer.
I love Joe's like lady voice.
Yeah.
wrong name.
I learned a passive income stream.
It's like
He's on fire.
Joe,
See?
Joe couldn't say the word wine, but passive income
I
stream.
got that, baby.
Well,
Hell yeah.
he don't give a shit
Because he
about
was
wine.
practicing it before he came over.
He doesn't care a fuck about wine, but passive income streams. Hey now.
Oh.
All right,
So
Joe.
the
let's get
girl,
going.
the girl,
He loves every one of them words.
yeah, streaming, cool. I love streaming.
Passive? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
got
right.
ass in it.
What's next?
So the girl in therapy reveals that she just bought a gun, and the noises in her head are going to stop. And the therapist is very concerned about that.
Sure.
Not too concerned, though.
Yeah, he doesn't care that
Yeah,
much.
he didn't call anybody. He just,
She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, you bought a gun, did you?
I don't believe her.
I'm
You
tired.
didn't bring any more of those sexy memories, did you?
Where's the Bryan?
He's just sweating.
Now, how much did April weigh? I don't think you told me that.
Yeah.
As he kicks open a cooler next to him that's got some Ryan and Bryan in it.
And was she squashing a rotting pumpkin with her feet?
He takes his shirt off. He's got barnacles all up and down his chest. You see,
He
Janet.
purposely knocks.
He's picking them off.
He purposely knocks over a pair of scissors. What does this make you think of?
Yeah. He just starts munching on the carpet in his office.
He just comes with carpet samples
Yeah.
and chew
You are
on them.
asking too much of Charles. He can't move like that, guys.
You got to bring the
Oh.
carpet to him.
Yeah. He'll munch that carpet once it's in his iris.
Well,
I
not
can't even
really,
speak now.
not really munching because most of his teeth are gone, but he'll
Joe's
kinda,
trying to make a carpet muncher joke, but he's taking a real long scenic route to it.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, let's
What's
get back
next?
So,
It's
Joe's like the iMurders
Oh,
of carpet
Christ.
munching jokes.
No.
It takes forever.
No.
Then I want to shut it off before it's done.
All right, so Cassandra interrupts Joe while a girl's in his apartment.
Who is Cassandra?
Oh, is it Sandra?
Cassandra is not in this movie.
got
Cassandra's
her-
a real person who we
Damn
know.
it.
Well, I thought it was okay. I thought that was
Yeah,
it.
well, Joe,
Okay.
in his mind, he saw the sex scene. He's thinking, okay,
No,
I say,
no.
did you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
We
So-
know where you're going.
So Sandra interrupts Joe while a girl's in his apartment and thinks he's cheating. So she gets all like huffy and puffy, and it could just be like some random chick looking to buy like a wooden bowl from Joe, because that's what he does.
I mean, he does make wooden things.
Is a carpenter,
sure.
Yeah.
Just like the Lord
Again,
Jesus.
she comes in and jumps to a conclusion while he's trying to say, hold on a minute. And she's like, no, fucking asshole. And
Yeah.
Again, Sanders just shows what a terrible
It's really
character she
toxic
is.
behavior.
Guys,
Yeah.
oh my God.
What?
I think that is character development. I think that is setup.
What do you mean? Explain.
Do I expose?
Yeah, we can spoil it, yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Just jealousy?
Sandra is the individual that was having sex with the man at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
What type of person just kind of bounces from another person to another person? The type of person who is very impatient, like lives off of those nerves and is like on it. So she's like, I got Joe. Joe's my guy. Joe's my guy.
Okay.
He's cheating on me with that fucker. And within a week, it's over.
Okay.
I think that maybe I don't want to
You're
give.
giving it too much credit, Tyler.
Yeah. I mean,
You know
Look,
better than that.
Are you telling me that the guys who developed Ryan and Bryan couldn't have put that kind of character development together? I think that those guys are geniuses.
yeah.
Are Ryan and
Ryan and
Bryan
Bryan,
their
that was curbside
names?
delivery.
Yeah, right.
They're on the radio.
Yeah, Ryan and Bryan. Rise and grind with Ryan and Bryan.
Hey, coming at you. Good morning. It's Ryan and Bryan. 8:42. It's going to be a sunshiny day out there. Got your tickets coming up for Aerosmith. Stay here. Ryan and Bryan. It's perfect. That'll be my next radio show. Ryan and Bryan. Good to be here in the chat room.
Yeah, so then the landlord basically tries to scare like the girl off for some reason. Like, oh, well, he's got a girlfriend.
He's went through a lot.
Yeah.
He suffered a terrible loss.
Oh yeah. Oh no. So yeah, the landlord stops the woman that Joe was with,
Yeah.
which we later find out is his sister, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's
He's also a police officer.
Right.
she's just being a complete piece of shit to this woman.
Yeah.
Talk about I'm the landlord, and so it's okay for me to be asking you these questions and interrogating you in a fucking hallway. It's
like,
like her and Sandra are like they're two peas in a pod as far as assholes go.
Oh yeah.
So the professor basically realized that his lover wasn't the one who sent the IM. Like, he's basically questioning her in the middle of like
right.
a test.
That's right. Yep.
Right after that, news station footage just plays that reveals that Wanda was killed, the phone sex chick. And basically, there's just some creep in the background trying to get screen time. He just stops, like, in the middle of the camera and just stares at the screen.
Oh,
He
okay.
pulls a Buckley.
Yeah, so that's not the director. The director is the guy that's like the eyewitness or whatever standing next to her. But yes, there is a third person that just pops their head and like all of a sudden iMurders wants to be funny.
Yeah, you don't get to be funny too. Sorry.
No.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but did anyone hear some like goofy, like upbeat music playing one time when
It was all in your head,
what's-
Nick.
what's the name of the landlord? What's her name?
Her character name or actual name?
Christine.
I don't care.
Christine.
Christine. At some point, I could have swore I heard some like goofy, like whimsical music playing in the background when she was talking. But maybe I was just
I don't know.
hallucinating because I was so bored.
I think that did happen, but I think wasn't she doing something like decorating? Or no, she's fixing like the emergency lights,
Yes.
the hallway emergency lights. That's the moment I think. Yeah, there's
The woman
But
who
I
doesn't know
thought
how
that
to
was
use
like
a computer or what it is.
Oh well, emergency lights.
yeah,
Just
she's
that's-
the one up there fixing the fire alarm.
That's the reason I started referring to her as goofball in my
in your
notes.
Yeah, they just started playing circus noises whenever she was around, like the cops in Halloween 5.
Yeah. So,
Just kazoos and shit.
yeah. So Sandra has to go get like some like nails or something, I don't know what. And like she basically runs into Joe there. And like it's his father's shop. And like
Oh,
they basically
God.
explain that it was actually
Patsy Parisi from The Sopranos.
yeah.
This dude.
Like they basically explain that like she knows now that it was like his like sister in the apartment.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like cheating on her within like a day and a half of meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and then he immediately puts her to work. Like Frank has
Yeah.
to go run out to meet somebody,
Oh yeah.
and he's just like, "Well, hey, why don't you grab that drill? Let's put this shelf together."
Hey, you go with a drill.
I mean, hey, good on her for wanting to be helpful, but like, you couldn't extend that courtesy to Joe the first couple times you meet him.
Oh no.
You're just a complete asshole to him. But man, I don't know. Oh shit!
Oh no. Did we forget something big?
Is this further character development?
No.
Is she into older men? Is she into older
No.
men?
Yeah.
No.
It's got like a
Can't
daddy
be.
thing.
Can't be.
Guys, I think it
Well,
is.
I think she has a mother thing, which is why she latches on to the landlady so easily.
See, now that is also not true, but I would believe that as well. Like that is, I don't believe that is intended, but I like that interpretation.
Yeah.
I mean, Sandra is just, she's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So basically, Sandler or Joe.
Oh, Sandler!
Freudian slip.
Freudian slip.
No, I do not want
More
to suck his
proof that
dick.
Joe is bigger into Adam Sandler than anyone we know.
Absolutely not. So basically, Joe, he's got to go outside, stretch his balls a little bit, and he goes out to a car.
I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, and then it's revealed that he's still basically working with the police in some capacity, and basically they are on to kill her.
Okay, so sorry, Joe, to interrupt. Is he undercover?
I think he is. I think he's doing a little bit of work for them, not really on the force, but
That's something
I
I
don't
wasn't
think
sure
he is.
either. It felt like
Okay,
they
'cause
are,
that's what I didn't get.
It felt like he's hanging around because, like, all right, he knows what to do, what not to do, sort of. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
all right, hey, he's not technically a cop no more, but like, he's cool. He can hang with us. He can.
Well, I got the vibe that
bending
he
some rules
indeed
here.
went through those traumas,
Yeah.
and he is a retired cop, but his dad was a cop. Like you said, my aunt was a cop, my dog was a cop, my sister was a cop.
It's New
and so
York.
they're still cops.
Hey, we're all cops.
It's like a Serpico. Well, that fucking, he's wearing a Serpico t-shirt later on, and that's a whole thing in Serpico where he says that her sister's a cop, her dad's a cop. I have a feeling she's a cop. Anyway, so there probably was a reference to that. But
Okay.
because there's you don't just randomly have a Serpico guy wearing the Serpico t-shirt for no reason.
In 2008.
But no, I feel that he isn't being a cop anymore, but his sister's still doing it, so he's still involved because he's in town.
Guys, can I come play cop, please?
Guys, I miss being a cop. Can we play cops and robbers?
time? Can I be the robber?
He's a, you quit being a cop, but the cop doesn't quit being you. Know what I mean?
Is this when we were first introduced to Mr. Todd, Joe?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, because he's her partner, right?
Like they're in the car together, right?
Yeah. They're just chilling in the car. And
The whispers in the classroom, Helen.
there's bees in my throat. There's bees.
God.
Remember?
I hope that line's in the one.
I like that idea that on at the set of every movie that Tony Todd is in, he keeps trying to sneak in references to Candyman.
Yeah.
I got bees in my throat.
Maybe.
He's constantly bringing live bees to the set.
Yeah, he demands it. It's in his contract.
He has his contract rider is just 14 different kinds of honey.
Yeah.
Remember?
Okay, imagine the bottle of honey that's shaped like a bear, but it's just shaped like Tony Todd.
He should get on that.
Okay, I like that. I actually like that.
Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Think about it. It's good marketing.
Yeah. So the woman in therapy pulls a gun on the man she thinks killed her lover, but then she's stopped. But then the man immediately gets arrested for some reason. That's just kind of like those two events are just unrelated, I guess.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. They are, yeah.
That's when he's when he's reading out loud what he's texting.
Where
are you?
He was just reading his lines. It was perfect. He's like, okay, remember my lines, guys. I'm sorry. And they're like, tell you what, we'll just read them off this phone. We'll give you a phone. You read them off the phone. Okay.
Yeah, that works out.
Brando did it.
Yeah, I'm Bryan though, and I want to eat Chinese food for every meal.
They're not even after you. They're after someone named Luke.
So
Someone named Skywalker.
the Skywalker boy. I'm just a
told me
lonely
they
sand
fixed it.
desert man.
You're missing it. You're missing it.
Stop, go back in.
They're trying to get head. They're trying to find head.
Where's the blue milk?
This is fun.
What is happening? You guys
do this for another 2 more hours.
2 seconds. You guys start talking about Star Wars.
We're doing Jedi now.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going for the world record longest podcast.
Yeah.
Why? How did we get to Jedi?
Somehow we went from Tony Todd, honey bottles,
Yeah.
to
Well, you just keep going, you pirate.
Yeah. Yoda say,
Get out of here, you
young
pirate.
Jedi.
all right.
See, Joe, we're actually referencing shit from the films. You just keep yelling about random things that are made up and blue milk.
No,
Yeah.
but Ryan, if you do it in a sort of like a Yoder voice, you can say anything.
Yeah. If you sound like a guy at the farmer's market, the joke sells.
He sounds like Adam Sandler doing a voice.
Absolutely not. No.
He does. It all comes back to Sandler.
Sabada-hoo-hoo.
That's right. There he is. He's here with us, folks.
No, I'm
Adam,
not
thank you
Opera
for coming
Man.
out tonight.
All right, Joe. Let's get.
Okay,
Let's go.
I've only got one thing left.
Okay, thank God.
Isn't that, yeah, Joe's part should be almost done.
Yeah, I said I'll go quick. So, Joe basically tells Sandra that his brother's killer is going to be arrested. And basically...
Going down now.
Yeah. So basically, the guy who killed his brother was like the lawyer that they ended up using later on. And his thing is that he has people killed, And then if they die, he sues on their family's behalf. And then if not, he sues for them.
So is the implication...
It's got a racket.
Because this is Billy D, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And is the implication that he did that to Lindsay?
He had someone else do it to
Yeah,
her.
he was involved in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And separately, he also did that to what's her name? I got it written down. Janet Ling. He did it to April, Janet Ling's girlfriend. April.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's their connection there. Is Billy D. Williams he's just got this business model all over town.
He puts like a bunch of nails like behind people's tires.
And just so we can get this straight, that subplot has nothing to fucking do.
Yeah, that goes nowhere
with the main point of the movie. Correct?
Well, you got Lando.
When you got a Lando,
It's either shaking people down
Yeah, I
or
don't think
How are they
it's
jamming us if they don't know that we're coming?
because I don't know if the point is like, hey,
I don't know love for the Empire.
all the people in this,
It's a little higher.
all of the people in this chat, we're setting them up as red herrings,
Right.
and we have to follow their storyline to fruition. But it's like, no, you're just wasting so much fucking time on this dumb shit.
I thought it was revealed that Lando was in the chat group at some point. Did I make that up?
Who
know.
cares?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
He might have been. Maybe that's how he. I mean, I don't know.
Because I feel like there's a couple. There's like 2 other screen names that are up there that we don't really get much information on.
Floppy nooples.
Well, that's how he met April. So it must be. So maybe he hops on chats to meet people
occasionally or something.
set them up. You know.
I don't know.
Gotta get that money.
Is it still Joe's floor?
No, I'm done.
No,
but
Joe's done now.
Okay.
Well,
So Ryan.
What the fuck? Tony Todd and Joe's sister, who's the cop. I can't remember what the hell's her name.
I don't know.
They walk into a chat room and everyone claps. No, they go to Boston to Janet's. God, I can't keep their fucking name straight. Why is that? Why do all these movies have the most bland, goddamn first name people? Janet. They go to Janet's apartment and it's empty and it's clean. It's perfect. There's not a speck of dirt anywhere except for the
closet door.
Call it? Yeah, the closet door is open. Which I need to figure out what her name is. Romano. Officer Romano is Joe's sister. Officer Romano remarks on that. She's like, nobody that would be this meticulous would forget and just leave their door open like this, their closet door. Well, right before they go into this apartment, though, there's a bunch of people. It's Halloween because Tony Todd goes, "Happy Halloween!" Sorry, everybody, get on out. All these people
Remember
are coming
Candyman?
Remember when I had bees
I
in my
don't see
mouth?
you guys dressed like Candyman. That's cool. Not everybody's got a great choice.
They just released a bunch of bees everywhere.
Well, he's putting it in kids' candy buckets. Just handfuls of bees and honey.
just loose honey.
And then, well, he and Adrian Romano showed up and they're like, God, there's a party going on. How do we get these people out of here? And Tony Todd goes, I got this.
Oh, he
covered.
just
And
opens his
pulls a
mouth.
jar of-
Yeah.
Those poor kids, they go from Tony Todd, then they go to Charles Durning's house where he's giving them Ryan and Bryan. It's the worst Halloween ever.
Ryan 'em and Bryan 'em.
That's right.
Where was I? Oh yeah. Oh, so Tony Todd lets all these bees out.
Yes.
And everybody leaves the apartment building, but as they're walking up the staircase, as Tony Todd and Officer Romano are walking up the staircase, you see past them on the stairs somebody dressed up in the same costume as the person that killed Mark. It's the wig, it's the mask, it's the cloak, and of course Tony Todd and Romano don't pay any attention. It's a costume. They don't know anything about this, but we the audience do. We're like, oh, there's something going on there.
Bit of dramatic irony going on.
So they go into the apartment. They see that it's April's birthday on the 26th. Tony Todd actually says aloud, or maybe it's Officer Romano, what a coincidence that Janet is going to kill the same guy that we were there to arrest. That's a weird coincidence. They say something to that effect.
Oh, yeah.
Like, isn't that strange? And then they drop it. And that's when, because they see that the closet door's open and her mind switches gears to the whole.
Isn't it
the whole
strange
closet.
that none of this is important?
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't
Not
it
anymore.
odd how someone whose house is so clean would leave a door open?
Incredible.
And so then they're like, well, shit, we got to get out of here. So and I'm pretty sure they're in Boston at this point. So they leave Boston and they go to New Jersey.
Right.
And they go to, they want to go talk to Joe. And before they can get to Joe's apartment door, they're stopped by the landlord. And the landlord's got a bunch of questions, and they've got a bunch of questions for the landlord about Sandra, who's out of town at that point. Because remember, she is a planner, an events planner. She's
for several
often
pharmaceutical companies. Get the whole thing in, Ryan, or just don't even show up.
Yeah, we need the whole bit.
Yeah, she's a pharmaceutical planner.
They have to plan how best.
Plans drugs.
No, she puts bowls of various prescription medications.
Ooh,
Hey,
I'll
these look
try
good.
All
one.
right, here's your bowl of Xanax. Here's
you
your
want to
bowl
try
of
some of these
Vicodin. Here's
twice
your
a
bowl
day?
of boner pills. And
Maybe
Joe
with
Buckley's like,
a couple glass of
ooh.
water.
Yeah, she has to
Halloween.
plan how to give
Now-
Ritalin the kids faster.
Now, sidebar. This is reminding me. So I work with the youth in my actual day job, and I frequently have to go to just professional development trainings. And there's always one training a year that I end up getting sucked into, which is something done by the local PD. And no offense to these guys, but they constantly talk about candy parties or pill parties where kids show up and pour prescription pills in a bowl and they just take handfuls of them.
Yeah, it never happens.
It
Too expensive.
never fucking happens. Yes, exactly.
Candy
There was
parties,
also-
rainbow parties.
Rainbow parties. Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was told to believe that people were just going to be offering me drugs on the street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Smoke this,
Oh, that's what
kid.
Sandra was
You
about.
want some weed?
Yeah.
How about
Oh,
some pills?
Full circle. I vividly remember in one of the Dare videos that the drug people, one of them was dressed like a bee.
Well, hey, there you go.
The landlord, they question the landlord about a bunch of stuff about specifically Sandra, and she starts spilling the beans about her. Well, she got her mother and da-da-da-da. She's very outgoing. She's a go-getter, and she likes to do all this stuff. But the landlord has no idea that she's talking to police officers. And then Officer Romano says, well, you do realize we're cops, right? And she goes, oh, I didn't know. And Romano says, well, who did you think we are? Oh, I just thought you were his sister. And I thought you, and Tony Todd's towering above them all 14 feet.
Right.
And he's like, well, who did you think I was? She goes, I thought you were her lover or something.
Her bodyguard.
It's just an awkward, weird exchange where I'm like, is the landlord high now too? Because it's just,
They're smoking
This-
a little. Whatever.
it's just this surreal conversation. And then the landlord's like, all right, see you later. Bye. And Tony Todd and Officer Romano go and talk to Joe, and they ask Joe about Sandra's car, what kind of car she has. He goes, I don't know. It's a car, a Camaro, I think. And so they're like, well, we have reason to believe that Sandra's car, we want to find her make and model because we think it might have been outside the house in Boston where the murder happened a couple of days ago. And Joe's like, well, fuck. Well, then Sandra comes home early because she was supposed to be gone doing, these rainbow parties for a couple of days, but
Yeah.
she's home early from it. And Joe starts asking her, well, what is this hippy dippy chat room you're in where you showing dick pics and all this? And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I just got home. I need to take a shower. I'm funky. How about you
I
just
got
chill?
makeup
I
all over
won't
my
be long."
butthole from the rainbow party.
Yeah. She's like, I won't be long. And so Joe's probably thinking, all right, well, she's going to hose down. I think I'll probably get a little of that ass tonight, maybe. But while she's in the shower, he starts snooping around the apartment, and he finds news clippings about the love triangle that we saw in the opening scene, the guy, the girl, and the person who was killed. He hides the clippings, and then he splits before she gets out of the shower. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We're just
I just wanna make
we're
sure
riveted.
we're because I get
Riveted,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm tearing through this. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah. I heard shower
then
and I
we
was
get that-
interested.
Shut up, Joe.
to Tony Todd and Officer Romano. Now they're in the house of some old couple, some just straight-laced, dorky old couple, and they're asking about a role-playing chat room. And the wife is like, a chat room? I don't know what you mean.
I don't see.
And she says, we have a computer, but we just use it for paying bills.
Yeah. And then the husband's like, I would never dare use something like a chat room. Who do you think I am? Boop, 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 boop,
Yeah, the
boop.
husband goes pretty hard, and Tony's not letting up on him.
No, and he's like, you want to do it the hard way? And bees start crawling out of his throat. And the guy screams, I'm allergic. And he gives up the ghost that,
They have a
indeed,
teenage son.
they do have a computer. It's their son's computer. Let's go up and see our son's computer. So they go up the stairs and they hear this loud music.
But they're also
and they say, oh,
they're also insisting that no one in their house would go by Mr. Big Stuff. This is before they even mention that they have a son.
Yes.
It's like, no one in our house would do this. Well, maybe our son. No one would do this.
Well, because I don't think the son's revealed until they're walking up the stairs and you hear
it's
the
not.
music. And they're
Why
like,
would you not
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
that your teenage son is going by Mr. Big Stuff on the internet?
Jerking online.
Yeah.
So they climb up this, because I was thinking maybe it's obviously the guy. This dorky guy's pretending to be a big
he's into
lover on the internet.
Some wild
Big dick lover.
Yeah.
big dick lover. That's his name.
He's on
He's Big Dick Lover.
BigDickDaddies.com.
That's right.
That same Joe's first chat room name was also Big Dick Lover.
Yeah.
And it was true. It was 100% true.
He loved Richard.
His dad's name is Richard.
He's a big dick lover.
Oh!
Yeah. Richard Karn.
But so
Oh, God bless. I don't think so, Tim.
did you say Richard Carr?
Yeah,
Did
he
somebody
did.
just do a home improvement reference?
Yeah, Nick's talking about
Nice,
Al Borland over
nice.
here.
It's tool time, all right, in my ass.
I don't think so, Joe. Ryan, what we got left of your little snippet here?
I'm almost done with my segment. So they go up the stairs and we hear this music playing, and that's when the father says, or the guy says, "Oh, our son Richard must be home. What that crazy music of his?" And they walk into the room, and yes, their son is there, but he's dead. He's strung up. He has the words "Mr. Big Stuff" carved into his chest, and then in blood, and then an arrow pointing down at his boxer shorts. Which is implied, and we do find out later on that he was indeed castrated.
Damn.
Also, so and they freak out and they scream, and Tony Todd's like, "Damn, fuck."
Damn.
So
I get Tony.
he actually has very little reaction to any of this.
Yeah. He's seen it.
And so then, we cut to a bridge where the blonde woman that was talking to Jerry the janitor in front of the university way back like 25, 30 minutes ago, who was asking Jerry what kind of stuff goes on in that university. She's reading a poem to Charles Durning. So they're connected.
She is his daughter, I think we learn.
Granddaughter? Granddaughter.
Okay.
Granddaughter. We find out in that conversation that Charles Durning's daughter or granddaughters, one is the blonde that was asking about what goes on in that university with Michael Mustache, and her sister is Michael Mustache's wife.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh my God.
Everybody's connected.
Like the internet,
That's your Pulp Fiction reference. That's why they were referencing Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
Everybody's connected here.
Sure.
Then Sandra goes back to Joe's house. She gets out of the shower that's the next day or whatever, goes to Joe. This is when he's wearing his Serpico shirt.
Okay.
She's brings a clipping. She brings a newspaper clipping talking about Mark's death. And she's like, "This is my friend in the chat room. I thought it was all a joke. He does special effects. He's really dead. Somebody's trying to kill us. And I think I'm next. Let me show you why." And they go back to her. They show her apartment or she's got text messages saying that you're next, basically.
Yeah.
And then Joe says, "Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I know for a fact that your car was in Boston 3 days ago in front of the house where the last person was murdered." And she's like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?"
She's like, "What the fuck?" I don't remember. She gets mad and storms out at that point. I just remember looking at the time and seeing like, okay, it is 1 hour, 16 minutes, 45 seconds into the movie, and I'm done with my section. So I think that's part.
Okay, hold on a second. Somebody needs to fill me in here.
Mm-hmm.
The blonde and the janitor from an hour ago.
Yes.
Do they ever come back?
They just did.
Oh fuck! I'm so lost.
They just do. They just did, but they don't have anything else to do.
Okay.
Jerry, I don't think does it all. I think he's just done. But William Durning, his granddaughter, is that blonde lady, and her sister, also William Durning's granddaughter, apparently, or no, her mom is Michael Mustache's wife.
Okay.
I can't follow a single thing you just said.
So we got
draw me a graph.
I'll draw you a graph. Here is Mustache.
That's how they got the pictures from Jerry.
Here's Mustache Man.
Yeah.
Okay. He is
Connect
married
the dots.
to I don't know, wife. I don't remember what she looks like. That's her.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Mr. Plum in the observatory.
Shut up, Joe. Now,
Candlestick.
this lady, her daddy is William Durning, who's confused, so he's a question mark. Is William Durning. His daughter is Michael Mustache's wife. But her daughter,
I thought they were sisters.
her sister
It doesn't matter.
Which the age is messed up with this because
blonde
Margaret
lady.
Colin being Charles Durning's granddaughter is a stretch.
It's
but
great that they're connected, but I don't understand how it affects the story at all. So
doesn't.
because
We'll just
and
put
then
this up.
she asked Jerry, the janitor, what goes on in that building. Jerry is the one who got the photos of them, Michael Mustache and the girl messing around. and then gave it to her sister to blackmail Michael Mustache.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's why she asked, "What goes on in that? What goes on in there?"
Ryan blew
So
this
she
whole
was
fucking
using
thing
her
open.
I don't
friendship
know.
with
There's-
Jerry
there's not too
to
much-
get dirt on her brother-in-law.
There's not too much teaching. I just hear a bunch of grunting and moaning up there.
A bunch of yee, yee, yee.
It sounds like a
Now,
sex
what that has to do with
hotline.
murders, I don't know. It has nothing to do with the murder part, though.
Can,
That's just showing. That's just extra stuff that's going on in the lives of Michael Mustache. I don't think Michael Mustache is ever really in danger of getting killed or worried about that part.
no, I don't think so either.
At any point, does he really get that involved with the murder plot, or does he even know people are getting killed?
No, I don't think he does.
Because he's pretty much just preoccupied with his relationships and him trying to get the promotion.
He's just horny professor.
Take us home, Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, let's finish this, Nick.
So, the cop, Tony Todd and Joe's sister are going to his apartment. I'm pretty sure this is correct.
I think so.
They go into Joe's apartment, and there's some little kid walking out. Right? Did anyone notice this? Or he's this little kid walking out of somewhere, and he does nothing.
No, apparently
Who is
there's a
this
kid. Yeah, there's a kid.
I want to know who the
Yeah.
kid is.
Yeah, there's a kid. They probably had a couple
I
of
don't know if it was
scenes.
just like a bad attempt to show that there's other people in that building other than the landlord and Sandra. And
Because you
Other
never
than the cast.
Yeah, the
it's
fifth
Dunis.
floor-
It's
fifth floor
Dunis
has
the Menace.
Anyway, so the cops Kramer themselves into his house,
Of course.
and then he reveals that the stuff that he found in what's her face's
Sandra.
yeah, sure. Find what he found in her room, the notes and stuff,
Oh, he
the
was snooping.
clippings. Yes. And then so the cops think that he thinks that she's the killer, and then that goes somewhere.
It
they
takes us
leave?
close to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's damn sure.
So then we go back to L.A. and the burn-faced girl, Two-Face, has been attacked off screen
Again.
What? Because we can't show
Now
things.
she's one face again.
Yeah, she's
Full scarred.
one full face, and she doesn't. They start screaming at her because she doesn't know who her attacker was. So they just start screaming at her, and then she screams back because she doesn't know.
Sure.
This
This is where I was completely,
Yeah, I can't tell you what that scene had to do with anything.
completely checked out. I couldn't.
So then, where are we at? Okay, so
Did Billy D already get got by the cops?
yes.
yeah, he's out. He
Yeah.
got arrested. And
That
we
must
never
have
see
happened
him
when I was in
again.
bed.
Yeah, they're putting him in carbonite.
No.
So then,
Too close.
different scene. Professor Mustache, Ponytail Man, his wife. They're getting ready for the big night, the big
gala.
event.
The big ball.
Yeah, big balls. And she says some foreboding,
You'll get
foreshadowing
exactly what you
dialogue.
deserve tonight, big man.
That's right. Anyway, so then they're there, and he thinks he's getting the dean. He's gonna get the promotion. He's gonna be the dean, but psych, he doesn't get it. Some other dude, and then it's revealed that his wife did it. His wife is the one who showed his superior the blackmail that he was doing, which disqualified him for the position. And what that blackmail was, I don't know. I think that has something to do with the young girl that he was banging.
The infidelity.
Yeah, but I thought he was like commanding her to do stuff. He kept talking about it like it's a game, and
Maybe it was just the sexy stuff.
yeah, can't tell you.
Yeah.
But because the wife makes a reference to the blackmail image. I think something that she's good at. I assume sexually.
Oh yeah, she'll be good, or she'll be fine considering what she can pull off or something like
Yeah,
that.
but what was she doing? Was she like
She's probably
screwing other people for blackmail? Was
she was doing more than missionary.
I'm just so confused because if
Oh God.
if he was blackmailing someone, you wouldn't want that information to get out. But he revealed the guy in charge.
Wait. Michael Mustache was blackmailing someone?
Yes,
I thought it was blackmail on him.
no,
Wait, who
because
was he
because
blackmailing?
his superior says like this is how you want to get ahead with blackmail, like as
Yes.
if he's trying to blackmail someone, like he's trying to blackmail his superior.
Let's
maybe
put this to a vote.
Oh.
Okay, so is it blackmail against Michael Mustache? Is it strictly Michael Mustache blackmailing someone? Or is it a combination of both?
If Michael Mustache is getting blackmailed, why would that disqualify him for his own position? Because the guy giving him the job who doesn't give him the job, says, like, this is how you're trying to get ahead by using blackmail. So it's just like he's doing something. Is it blackmail on who?
I think this is, first of all, nobody fucking cares.
Right.
But
I do.
But, well,
Who was in the photo? Was the dean fucking that chick too?
No, because if it was the dean, then the dean would actually care about the blackmail.
No,
but he doesn't care. He's just like, this is what you're going to do? Fuck you, you don't get the job.
What I think happened was that he fucked up the line and they didn't fix it. I swear to God, because I believe that the reason Michael Mustache didn't get the promotion was that the dean saw, oh, he's fucking students. No, you're not getting this fucking thing. But he said, this is how you want to get ahead in line with blackmail? And they just went, oh, wait, that doesn't make any, it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter.
Okay,
keep going.
I will make sense of it.
Tyler had an epiphany, it looks
He is
like.
having sex with a student, and his wife does get the dirt on him somehow.
Yes.
But also, he was having that student have sex with his opponent for the position to get blackmail on him to use against him.
Oh, my God.
All right, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. Who the fuck knows?
Well,
I believe that just like I believe what Nick said.
So then I guess the moral of the story is that blackmail doesn't work if you've got, like, bigger balls than the person that's trying to blackmail you.
who has the biggest balls?
Except when it does work.
Yeah,
I've
but
got
in
big
this
balls.
case...
He's got big balls.
Okay.
Anyway,
so while
fuck
this is
it.
hold on a second. While this has been going on, I have been looking at the cast
You like
and crew
feverishly
of this, looking at the number of followers I have on social media to see who is the weakest link that we can trick into being on this podcast. And
Is
so,
it Billy D. Williams for some reason?
No, so far it's the fucking writer director.
God. We got a lot, dude. We got a lot to talk about.
Little Robbie Bryan.
Yeah.
You know he ain't very big if he was Michael J. Fox standing.
Hi, sir. Thanks for coming on. Why'd you fuck up?
He's in his header picture on Twitter. He's hugging Tony Todd.
I've got 2.5 more pages.
All right, let's go.
Holy shit.
So, fast forward, what's her face? Is it Cassandra? Or
Sandra.
Fuck. God damn it.
Just
Dude,
Sandra.
everybody is
God damn
lusting
it.
after Ryan's girlfriend
Fuck you,
tonight.
Joe. You did this to me. But it's not even her name. What's her name? I don't
Sandra.
care.
Sandra.
Sandra? Okay.
Just Sandra.
She calls Joe, says, I got a gun. I'm going to end this now.
And then she ends it.
Even
Good
though
night.
Joe's down the hall.
Oh, okay. So we see her. She's confessing to the murder. She's saying, "I am the space murderer.
Slasher.
It was me."
Yeah.
Joe comes in because no one locks their doors.
No,
he just
never.
bursts in the door, and then there's a standoff. She's got a gun. She's kind of staggering around, but she's got a gun. She mouths some nonverbal communication. Sounds like "I love you." Sounds like she loves
she
him.
does say "I love you."
Yeah.
Olive
Okay.
juice.
She mouths it though. And then.
That's
Oh, okay. Okay. So this was weird. I don't want to. But I got it. It's because it's weird.
just do it.
She's putting the gun down, and he keeps saying something where he's like, "That's a girl. That's a girl."
Yes, he does.
That's
Yeah,
a girl.
It's real weird. Why would you say that?
Well, because
anyway,
Like he's talking to a velociraptor at Jurassic Park.
On the day she wasn't there. She wasn't there. They had to do a reverse shot where they had a stand-in, and they had a dog as a
it was
stand-in.
just a Saint Lab.
And it was just a cute.
A Saint Lab.
It was a beautiful golden retriever with a loaded firearm in its mouth.
There's a girl.
And-
Gorgeous green
And,
eyes.
and
Yep.
Frank,
It's
Frank
wagging
was
his tail.
not even saying anything.
Frank
He's
was
just,
terrified.
He's just describing. That's a girl.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
Anyway, gun goes off. We hear a shot.
Bang.
Turns out he shot her.
Because of the worst fake out setup ever. We see it's like the next day or something, and we see the sister walk into the shot.
Yeah.
Tears streaming down her face. You hear Tony Todd off camera, and then immediately Frank walks in, or Joe walks in.
They burst through another door, and we
Kool-Aid
revealed
Man.
that Joe is alive. And I don't know if anyone pointed this out, but Joe's sister's eyes are bleeding the entire movie.
Yes,
Oh my God.
She's
Like
she's
she-
got a pink eye or something.
Yeah.
She got hit in the head or something.
A blood vessel
And
burst in her eye.
it's the poor close-ups on this.
Yeah.
lady.
So anyway, Joe's upset because he just murdered his girlfriend, and the cops are like, "Fuck it, it's done. She's dead now."
Yeah, who
So
cares?
anyway, they're leaving. They see some woman in a room, and they're like, "Who the hell are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm the landlord," because they're looking for the woman who was there before.
But
and she
that's
says,
not
"I'm
the
the landlord."
landlord.
Like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
something's weird.
Who is this
And
lady?
now it gets real convoluted. Okay, so Goofball,
I'm glad Nick got to do this part.
yeah. So Goofball's brother killed himself. So that is why she is... Okay, so the goofball, what's her face?
Christine.
The landlord?
The landlord that we thought was landlord the whole time.
Fake landlord Christine.
She's been faking because the real landlord lets her stay there sometimes when she's out of town.
She's an old family friend.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. Her and her husband were gone somewhere, and when they heard about the murderings, they decided to come back. But before they get back, Christine packed up all her stuff and was gone.
Yeah. So the real landlord that we found, she reveals that goofball, her brother killed himself, and this apparently like scrambled her brains.
Yes,
and,
Christine's brother.
Yes. And here's the quote that the real landlord says. I mean, she was really, really upset when her brother died. That's how she describes the event. She's just, she was really, really upset when her brother died.
Well, pause on this, because the most fucking upsetting thing about this film was that it's not contested by Barbara. I don't know what her character's name is. That's the character. Jackie does not say anything about what the fuck she was actually being a landlord and interrupting people's private lives, because apparently that is the arrangement. Yeah. She gets to go be part-time.
She's fixing lights and shit.
She's been there before.
Yeah.
So this is upsetting. I need some fucking clarity on this stupid. I'm more interested in the Ryan and Bryan and Tony Todd's honey farm.
Well, before we even get to that, so she's been friends with this woman for, we have to assume, years, enough to where she stays there. But conveniently,
hold on a second. No, she's friends with her husband, Jackie's husband. She says my husband's old friend. So this woman that we're meeting with, they couldn't even just say it was her fucking friend. She says it's her husband's friend.
You gotta bring another character in. It's more interesting that way.
Yeah. So we have to presume that this woman has been there multiple times, and this is
this isn't the first time she's done this.
Well,
easily.
I mean, this will reveal that this is a thing that she does in lots of chat rooms, but she just so happens to be friends with the woman who's here, and did she somehow influence? I don't know. Anyway.
No. That's intentional. Because remember, it's set up that so-and-so helped me get this apartment. Who helped her get the apartment? Who was that? It was somebody in the chat.
Velvet 50?
Violet or something, or Veronica.
Velvet 50.
So Christine fed that information to that individual who then got Sandra to the apartment. Yes. That's my understanding.
It is revealed that in the same conversation as this real landlord is giving the exposition and telling us everything that we need to know, that she knows computers. She's a big nerd. She's always behind the keyboard of her nose.
She's like Steve Jobs.
So.
And then Tony Todd and Little Romano are like, well, wait a minute. She was just learning the PC.
Nope. She's a regular whiz kid.
She's been speedrunning Doom for 25 years.
And simultaneously, Joe is looking through files. Right? He's digging through that file from her house.
No, I think it was given to him.
Okay,
something.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's looking through that while they're talking, because I remember Tony Todd is like tapping his little notebook of just bullshit, and we keep cutting back to Joe figuring something out, and then we get to the most fucking obnoxious reveal of the movie.
Oh, is it that, she left the apartment without even saying goodbye, took all of her stuff, except her favorite slippers. What was it that she called him? Called those slippers?
Oh, it's a common parlance. It must be, because it was her username as well.
Right. Those were her favorite velvet 50-cent shoes.
Yes.
Her velvet 50s. And why the fuck would the wife of a man that Christine is friends with know what the fuck she named her fucking slippers?
They were lovers.
They're fast friends.
I don't know what Joe Buckley's screen name is on the internet, and I can't get him out of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of your handles are on the internet, but this woman who is just like a secondary friend of your husband knows like all about her work on the internet.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, fuck it.
It's that iMurders life.
Then we go to another flashback. It's like the day before. It's the showdown. Goofball has drugged Sandra, and she has a gun to her head. She's forcing her to type out on the computer the confession.
We just get a bunch of exposition setting up the fact that she's been using her the whole time.
Yeah. So
and hits her in the back of the head twice with the gun. Very funny.
So Sandra, it's revealed that Sandra was banging her brother's. No, was banging her brother.
Yes.
In the affair, she is the woman from the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
Before the second credits roll.
They both are.
Yes. So in doing so, in causing that affair, which apparently has happened multiple times, there's a big blow up, and it's revealed that the husband, who is the brother of Christine, shot himself in the head.
In the midst of that argument that we saw at the beginning of the movie.
He just couldn't take it. Just gotta get out of there.
And the best part is that when he cocks the gun back, you see the orange of what is like an airsoft gun or something.
The tip, they couldn't black it out or nothing.
You could afford digital wires for your fucking credits. You couldn't just go in there and just like matte black paint over that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, a gun is $150 at like the big R.
I'm saying in post, even just fucking take each screen, go in Photoshop.
Fuck, haven't we done that?
Yes, we put electrical tape over it. It's not hard.
Okay, so that is the impetus for the goofball.
Also, none of them, they don't recognize each other from this?
No. That woman from the beginning was the sister.
It was her brother's wife.
Yes.
So Christine's brother is the one that killed himself.
Yes.
And that was his wife that walked in on him and Sandra having sex.
Christine was not present at that time.
Yes. I thought the same thing.
What?
Yes.
And Lisa and I got into a huge fucking argument because I'm like, why the fuck would she care if her brother was having an affair? Like, why the fuck?
The
like,
impetus,
to that degree, why would she care?
The impetus for everything is that
Holy
her
shit.
brother killed himself because of an affair that Sandra had because she was hooking up with married men on the internet. So that has caused her entire vendetta to go onto chat rooms, infiltrate their weird games that apparently everyone has, and systematically murder adulterers one by one.
I'm assuming she killed innocent people, and she did the whole chat room thing because it would cover for what she really wanted to do, which was kill.
Except she does a Saw type thing where she reveals that she's killing the
freaks of the online,
the other members of the chat group for.
No, that's the point. It's because it spreads it out. It makes it look like, oh, what a weird killer would get in this chat and just do this thing.
Yeah, really, like it's very specific.
She had one mission in there, and that was just to kill Sandra.
So them back.
I have a question for later.
All right.
The
floor is yours.
How did she kill Mark? Did she fly to L.A. and kill him and come back?
Yeah, because he died in
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
She took her key. She took Sandra's keys and was driving around in her car
and drove from New Jersey to West Hollywood and back.
So yes, because it says your car was spotted. Then we see in the flashback she takes her keys. She doesn't notice that there are 6,000 extra miles on her car.
She drove literally across the country.
That's like 2 oil changes.
Yes.
And you think she's probably logging her miles because this is for work.
Yes.
Like Jersey to Boston? Sure. Why not? Fuck you if she drove that car all the way to West Hollywood.
In a day, in an overnight.
Yes. It's like a 36-hour drive. How? Google it. Hold on.
I drove.
You just did this. You and Sarah just did this.
It took us 4 days to get out there.
Gumball Rally. She was going 130.
She's doing the cannonball run.
Or the cannonball run.
Also, Sandra didn't notice that there were like a bunch of like Cheetos and like gas station hot dog wrappers from the road trip left in the car. She forgot to empty it.
She had to kill Roger Moore on the way there.
Several loaded diapers in the back.
Yeah.
All of this is a setup. Big gulps. All of this is a setup to do something that she probably could have just got the guy to shoot her some other way.
Okay, I mean you can just like go into somebody's apartment and shoot them.
I think there's somebody. I think she's working with somebody.
This is at least like 6 weeks of work because they have their chat night once a week, and we keep popping in, and each time someone gets killed, we have to presume it's the next week.
You know what, guys?
This is like 6 weeks worth of planning to do this shit.
Christine earned her freedom. She put in the time. She put in the effort. She earned her freedom in the end.
Well, we're not finished with the flashback because the way that Christina's hiding in the background and during the standoff with Joe and Sandra. So she fires off a gun real weird like in the background, which causes Joe itchy trigger fingers to shoot
Yeah,
Sandra.
I think the point is that she knows that they've got guns on each other, so she just
Yes.
fires to incite
Well,
further.
yeah, Pulp Fiction it with like the Pop-Tart going off, and then Bruce Willis empties a load into John Travolta.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hang on now.
And there it is, everybody. That's how Joe sees life.
So I did a little.
Whenever Joe hears the ding of a Pop-Tart, he immediately
I
pictures.
come in my pants.
Joe, someone did empty a load into someone in Pulp Fiction. Just wrong character.
Yeah.
Oh, I get the motivation wrong.
So from our own studio here in Ottawa, Illinois, to West Hollywood, a quick no stopping, not a single stop. It takes 1 day and 3 hours to get there, and we're in Illinois. We're not in fucking Jersey.
We're halfway there already.
I stand with Christine. She fucking pulled it off, gang.
Hey,
she
I'm
pulled it off.
did a
not
hell of a
saying she
thing.
didn't do something incredible. I'm saying I want to know a timeline here.
Well, no. Here's the thing. If you go on the Amtrak, you can actually put your whole car on that train, and like, so maybe she did something like that.
Then there's
So from
records
here-
of her
Are you
doing
being serious, Joe?
Here to
Yeah,
Jersey
you can
is
do that.
12 and a half hours.
There's a train where you can put your car on it.
So we're looking at a cool. This is a weekend.
it. Yeah, it's like
easy.
36 hours.
That's if you drive. That's if you load the car up with those like canisters of gas
From NASCAR?
from NASCAR, and you try to like drive and fill up at the same time.
No, dude, she's got
Nice.
nitro.
Yeah.
Oh, she got
Yeah.
nitrous. She hooked up with Toretto.
She's just
Yeah.
got
And
like
the
a
boys.
space engine on the back of the Camry.
American muscle. Nothing beats it.
Right, brother.
All right, Nick, take us home.
I got
Take us home.
one last line. Okay, so then everyone's fucking dead. It doesn't matter. We see what's her name?
Christine.
Christine.
We see Christine.
She's sitting in her car.
She's sitting in her car.
got
She's on
lipstick
her
on.
she's on her Blueberry. And what is she doing? What is she doing?
She's texting, right?
She's in a chat room.
Yeah, she's trolling the singles forums.
She's on a BlackBerry Torch, I believe.
Yep, there it is.
I had that phone. It was great.
Chat group married but looking.
Chat group.
Is that the title or is that what she's saying?
No. This is what that's the chat room, and she's posting. She's doing it again. This isn't the first time she's done it.
This is what she does.
She is a serial infiltrator of
Yep.
infidelity on the internet.
Yeah, well, you could
She
say.
is going to
Oh,
single-handedly
I'm so dumb.
take down
She's just gonna
every
do this again.
adulterer on
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, you could say that she's like the spider on the World Wide Web.
And knowing this now makes her stupid dialogue and about what's this gizmo, and I don't
Yes.
know. Now we know that was an act
No,
that
no,
she
no.
was doing.
We know that because
still bad
yes,
dialogue.
the fake landlord or the real landlord says, "Oh, we can't pull her away from behind her keyboard. Can't."
But I mean, what's the implication here? Because Tony Todd and Tiny Romano are very interested in this woman who just fucking up and disappears at the end of a slaughter fest.
We're gonna need. I hate to say it. We're gonna need iMurders too. Figure it out.
Because
I want
They
in
have a
comic book
confession.
form.
They have a confession. They have a body. What more do they need?
Case closed. She's right there,
I guess
tied up in a little bow.
Slam
but
dunk.
Joe,
right.
Let's go have some
but
honey.
the implication is that Joe is putting this together. Joe really knows what happened.
Well, that's why we follow him in the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
but Joe's
is no
drunk a lot.
conclusion. Like
Well,
that's
I
just the
thought-
hard and
Come on,
fast.
Frank. The Crossbones money is dried up, dude. Come back to iMurders.
Go back to your
Yeah,
roots,
yeah.
man.
We want a 12-episode Shudder series.
He's got that purge money now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot.
Stop
He's in those?
working, Frank, and do shit.
Listen, everybody's cooped up at home. Everybody's in front of their screens.
Yeah, you
This
can make
kinda-
a Zoom movie.
This kind of movie is bigger than ever. I'm just saying, the people are horny for iMurders too. Even if it's just us here.
God,
Can we?
iMurders.
Can we? Are we? And then it's,
Woof.
it's
Is
the
that
credits.
the end then?
Yeah, it's
We're
the
done with
credits.
the iMurders.
That's the credits. Let's do
Credits
our thing
rolling
here.
on the iMurders.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, it's only been like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Hell yeah. All right, Ryan.
Was there a theme? I had it muted. Was there a theme song for iMurders? Did it have a fun theme
No,
song?
not really.
No, remember it was the Friday the 13th Part 3's theme.
Well, the end
Yeah,
credits.
oh yeah.
Bong, gong, gong. Dum, bong, dum, bong, dum, bong, dum.
Fucking music.
God, now I want to watch Friday the 13th Part 3. Is this your rubber?
iMurders brought to you by Tony Todd's Honey. And Ryan and
It was
Brian.
good enough for hell.
We
Subsidiary,
have a
Ryan
lot
Bryan.
of great sponsors on this show.
Ryan and Brian.
As much as
Tony
I hate
Todd.
this fucking movie, some good bits came out of this.
This is gonna. I feel like this is gonna be a good episode.
Well, yeah, it's like a supersized episode.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ryan
kind of, yeah.
and Brian and Joe blowing loads in the man.
No!
We're getting into this habit of doing film reviews that take longer than the movie.
That's fine. That's
Hey, but
most
that's
of
what
the
good discussion is.
These are long. These are in-depth essays that we're creating.
Yeah. When Mark Commode talks about The Exorcist, he can go for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Let's talk about the themes of iMurders.
All right. Well, I am going absolutely, positively, 100% Malevolent. And I don't care if we get Robbie Bryan's grandmother on here to interview. I am not going to backpedal on this. This movie is fucking crap. This movie is an embarrassment.
Bryan.
Billy Bryan doesn't know how to direct. Thomas Schmo, the producer, needs to, continue doing his restaurants. It's one thing. You think about it. You've got Tony Todd. You've got Charles Durning. You've got
Billy D. Williams.
All these name actors, professional actors who have been on Broadway, who've won Tonys, who've been nominated for Oscars, and you still made a shit movie. You still made them look like they're bad actors. You failed on every possible level. It's not like some of these movies that have nothing going for them, or they don't have a cast. It's their buddies pitching in to help. You had so much talent.
Yeah, but Ryan
on screen, and you didn't know what to do with it.
Dude, Ryan, their talent is on screen, because I am on the iMurders MySpace page right fucking now, and they've got fucking pictures up on that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've got all this talent on the screen, but they didn't know what to do with any of it. And you know what? It's convoluted. It makes no sense. It was boring. It's the worst sin any of these kind of movies can have. It's boring.
Yep.
I was more bored and I've probably said this for all 5 or 6 movies we've done now, 7 movies, 2 movies. I was bored the whole time. Like, I wasn't having fun with this. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to do anything with this movie, more so than the other 3 we've reviewed so far. So no two ways about it. iMurders is malevolent through and through. Joe?
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, the biggest issue with this movie is it's just completely, I'd say, bland in, like, every possible way. So, they threw in, like, some explicit sex, but other than that, there was nothing going on for the movie at all.
And that even counts as going on with it, or for it?
Well, if you try to give me a boner, I'll be happy for you, but...
Jesus Christ.
Simple man.
Yeah, I mean, at least you're doing something.
I gotta respect him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this was trash. I'd give it... Yeah, I'm definitely Malevolent.
Yeah, it's Malevolent, and I'm at half chub, so...
No, I didn't even get hard, so it's Malevolent. Fully
Half-mast.
Malevolent.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go Nick.
I'm gonna just echo every single thing that Ryan said. He said it so well. I can stand a film that's bad, but I can't stand a film that's boring. There's really nothing worse you can do than create something boring, and especially as with this large of a bloated cast of actors that really add nothing to it other than confusion, where I can't even remember who is who. I just, there's just so much going on yet nothing. Mm-hmm. They tried to go for a convoluted mystery plot, but it's not. I know that the filmmakers thought that they were pulling off some big juicy reveal. I'm like, oh, this is gonna blow minds. But it didn't. It's just dumb and confusing and boring, and no, Malevolent just.
Well, I actually know how to fix it.
Okay.
The movie ends. She's in her car.
Great.
But she's naked and she has like a Joe mask on, and she's screaming and she has a penis.
No, never
Which
mind.
Joe? Is it you?
No, not me. The Joe from the movie.
Oh.
Okay.
So you want her wearing a Frank Grillo mask
but I thought
and
you
be
just
naked?
wanted to mention you and your own penis. I wasn't on board. But now Frank Grillo's penis, I'm in.
Yeah.
I want to see that Grillo.
Trevor,
Well,
please.
that's where the lowercase I comes in the title. It resembles Joe's tiny wiener.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frank
100%.
Grillo.
No, uppercase.
You're right, Ryan, and when you're right, you're right.
That's right. So, yeah, this is a long episode. This is a Malevolent movie, if I ever did seen one. It's very boring. It's a shame that the cast had to do this. I mean, everyone that's in this, I feel like, is doing the absolute best that can be done with this script and with this direction. And you get some good results in there, but not clearly enough. There's nothing like visually interesting about this movie either. That's usually what I try to cling to when we're watching these. I didn't like looking at a fucking second of this movie. Well, those wires were pretty cool at the beginning, I have to say. But yeah, absolutely Malevolent, 100% Malevolent for me. Tyler, you're the last one here.
Oh, this is trash. This is so much fucking trash. Honestly, if we didn't have good bits, this would be like the purest, most Malevolent movie ever.
Oh yeah,
and it's just because it's the boredom factor. It's the fact that it's frustrating, it's stupid, and nobody looks like they're having a good time. And so we had a couple decent laughs doing this podcast. Now, this was like basically a booger hanging off the edge of the Malevolent bar before the laughs.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, okay, the booger is firmly planted right at the edge, but it's
one thing I will say, if I can come back in here, the whole at several points in this movie, I thought to myself, I really wish we were watching this one together.
Yes.
I feel like this movie does not play when you're watching it like by yourself or with like one other person. It just doesn't work the same. But still, don't try this at home. Don't watch it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because you will go into alcoholic shock.
Yeah. Well,
maybe watch it so you have some context to motivate you to listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
if you like to do that,
that's the thing, is there's nothing about this movie that ever sticks out. That is so bad or so inept or so where you're laughing like, what the fuck? There's a lot of stuff where you're just like, oh, this is dumb, this is terrible, this is bad. But it's not exciting or fun where you want to, like, you wish you were watching with somebody to laugh or rewind a part, And this is the first movie for me since doing the podcast that hasn't had at least one moment that I at least rewound it and kind of laughed. I was like, oh, that's funny. I'm going to remember to bring that up. This didn't have any of that for me at all.
All right. Well, yeah. That's
next getting his coat on.
Show's
so
canceled.
we're
Fuck this shit.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Anytime.
Yeah, be sure to check
Bryan,
out.
Ryan,
Be sure to check out The Man with No Brain. We got some good content. Good content on there.
Yeah.
We got plenty of good new stuff coming up in the future here.
Yeah, be sure to check out Tony Todd's Honey Farm.
Dan Cherney's Bryan and Grind. What was it?
Ryan and Bryan.
Ryan and
yeah,
Bryan.
that'll be the next radio show. I'm looking for who wants to play Bryan.
Yeah.
I'm playing Ryan. Whoever wants to play Bryan, come
I
on.
want to be
We'll
Pickle
do it.
Boy.
No, Joe has to be like
Joe can be the pickle boy. You come on for 5 seconds.
I do
You
like
deliver the
Pickle Boy.
pickles. You say 2
He's
stupid
our
things.
stunt
You
guy.
leave.
Pickle
He's the
boy.
guy we send out to cause trouble.
Yeah.
we
Boy,
give him
show us
the-
your penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan and Shaw. I'm the Pickle Boy. I'm the Pickle Boy.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, folks.